It will be uneven again for one more week until I remember, which will maybe happen. But if not, Damien will be back soon. So, hello
Wait,
everyone.
Damien's coming back? What?
He'll be coming back in about 3 to 6 months. Yeah, but
Yeah, soon.
Oh.
Soon. That's not soon.
it's soon considering how long our campaign's been going already. It's been a
That's
year.
Oh God.
Tell me
Hurts,
about
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So, hello everybody, and welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with Kat,
Hi.
Kay,
Hungry.
Curve,
Hello.
Romulus,
Hello.
and Vinny.
Hello.
All right. And are you ready to begin?
No.
I am always ready to get my ass handed to me by retail workers.
Oh.
I think that's probably not what these people are.
I wish as a retail worker I could do what these guys could do.
Well, you can. Just you probably won't keep your job.
Well, look, this is a place of fur, right? So they're probably all hunters and shit.
Mm.
You'll
So
have to see.
really, they're not. So, and I presume they take requests for what to hunt down. Is that a fair statement?
Oh, you don't know yet. You'll have to find out, won't you?
Well, if there is, then in fact they are not retail workers; they're delivery workers.
No, it's fine. Regardless, if they're all rangers, then this will be an easy clap.
What about halflings?
What about halflings?
I was reading through the thing. You've not got a halfling.
Oh, no, I haven't got those in there. I'll be working on those later. Anyway,
Let's
for
call them
now,
shortlings.
Shortlings.
shortlings. I mean, same goes for gnome. Anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Let us begin. Good to see everyone's here. I do look forward to seeing half of the party worm their way out of this one. But let's get a refresher on what happened. Last session, our party of adventurers, Cat, Kay, Curve, Romulus, and Vinny, have returned to Zaka's Crossing and seen Damien off before they retrieved their pay from the pioneers and handed over some jade to the catalogers. With that order of business out of the way, the group split ways for the rest of the day, with Kay polluting the local bathhouse, Curve going on a wild goose chase, and the rest of the party doing some errands and picking up a few things around the dens within the city. Upon arrival at the Den of Furs, however, a group of individuals stood, otherwise barring any further entry or inquiry, looking alive and aggressive towards your sudden entrance. Stepping into the Den of Furs, you parted the draped strips of hide that hung across the door and took in the smells of the hide and oil that otherwise fill this den.
Ugh,
The den
tannery.
is a twisting building that curves a little bit round to the left and then up what looks to be a flight of stairs at the back, up and above to another section of this building. It's entirely composed of wood with pelts hanging from the room's supports and beams that otherwise spread throughout. You can see hooks of herbs on various sections, large tanning racks, and what looks to be piles of this fur that are just set out and seemingly being used by seats by some of these individuals who are working. As you're taking in what these other individuals are doing, the individuals who are workers in this place, a group of what looks to be 4 individuals from one large pile of furs, each of them begin to stand and move to the center of the room, almost to bar your entry. Among them looks to be, who you can surmise seems to be some form of leader, the person who's walking forward first, that or the brute of the group. Seems to be a large gnoll individual. Thick fur, the hyena form to them, kind of elongated snout, and what looks to be sections of red scars that are exposed where the fur has failed to grow back through in those particular areas across the chest and the shoulders. They otherwise wear what looks to be a series of kind of heavier plates in certain sections to cover themselves up, and carry a maul with them over their shoulder as they step up. Alongside them looks to be that of a desert-looking Fluxian, an elf, and a goblin, each of whom having their own skill sets and current positions in this scenario, as they step up and bar further entry to you.
Am I correct in thinking that as of last session, They did seem to be specifically pissed off at Vinny.
A number of them seem to be keeping an eye on Vinny, yes.
Okay. I'm going to sort of raise my hand in a bit of a defensive position. Hey, it's okay. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to try and help one of my friends.
The Norlish individual looks back at you and goes, "Likely story. What do you want with this place?"
Well, this is the den of furs, is it not?
Shopping.
We were intending to do business. Might I ask why the less than friendly greeting?
I would like to insight about them being here to do business.
Go ahead. And Romulus, I would like you to make me a persuasion check.
Okay, there.
They don't know.
Yeah, I guess, but it's. I want to make it very clear. My lack of persuasion should not harm the fact that I'm telling the truth here. Oh, thank God.
So
It's
in
an
this
18.
instance, what you can tell here, Suds, is that the Minotaur seems to be telling the truth. They have come to conduct business.
I look to Riot and kind of slightly nod.
He looks back, just gives a general nod. Well then, maybe I shouldn't bar your path, but we've had bad luck with him before. Looks towards Vinny.
Vinny, you've been here before?
Apparently. Look,
What do you mean, apparently?
How does that work?
it's complicated. I'll explain later. Look, I think Carvern is in trouble.
Huh?
I came here because I wanted to see if you could help me help her.
Make me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Nani the fuck?
What's the
Also,
car?
how am I spelling Carvern?
Do this.
Difficultly.
Thanks.
Helpful.
Persuasion, that was. That's a 10.
That's 10. Okay. You mentioned this, and there is an instinctive reaction. There isn't a method of hiding this. The name definitely struck a chord, as you expected it to. Whether your words went through or not in a helpful manner is hard to tell, though. They seem to have steeled themselves. And why would you do that?
Because there were 5 of us. We were a group, a family almost. And now 2 are dead, and I don't know how or why. And I think whatever trouble it's connected to, I think she's headed straight into the heart of it.
Cat, do you have any idea what the fuck they're on about?
All I can really put together is maybe the people he was with before us. Possibly, because we're hunting people that did
Oh.
killing for him, so maybe his last party? And then one of his old members of the party is running into the same trap?
Bad breakup with the exes, I got it.
So what?
The Noel looks you up and down. Vinny looks at the rest of your party. sorry, but we can't help you in that fact. You're on your own for that. But we'd appreciate it if you left.
Fine. I'm not going to try and fight you over this. But I know she was here recently, so if she comes back, tell her that I'm looking for her and I'm trying to help.
He nods. Slowly.
Does that mean
Do you leave?
no shopping?
Oh no, I think we're good. I think Vinny is the one who's in. I'm not going to get involved.
Yeah, you two know what you came in here for, right?
I just want ink and
Yes,
paper.
yes. And I've got some toad skin that I was looking to get either sold or turned into something.
Amber points her weapon at Vinny and says, "Stop talking amongst yourselves."
No, I said that out loud. To you. Because you apparently work here.
Okay, clearly this is a bad time, so I'm going to go wait outside.
Okay.
Amber would like to push. I think there's something he's not telling us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an insight check. And Vinny, you get to make your choice of persuasion or deception. You do not have to say which. And roll just a flat roll.
Okay.
Okay. What's your total?
16.
Okay. In this instance, as this is mentioned from Amber, there's kind of a stop and you feel almost this chill run down your spine, Vinny, as you kind of stop in place and look back instinctively. Riot looks at you. I think you've caught on then. We'd prefer to have a word with your friend Vinny alone, if that's all right. With you two, looking to Romulus and Cat.
It'll be all right as long as you've not got weapons pointed at us.
Don't hurt
You
him.
walk into our home.
A
into
place,
our
of business.
Our home, our family.
Okay, but he's now part of our family.
What say you, Vinny?
I'm happy to talk. Just, there's no need for violence.
We'll be the judge of that.
Oh, I really want to hit Amber. Cool.
You two. Wait outside. Looking to Romulus and Cat. Tummox, escort them out,
Okay.
if you please.
I'll walk by Vinny. If you need help, think it.
What was that?
I'll say roll me a stealth check, Cat, against the perception check. Or versus a perception check from Amber, please.
Stealth.
Would I be able to roll one too, from what I said earlier before we started?
I'll say we'll play this against your passive perception. Just remember, it's 3 higher than what I written in the stat block because I forgot to add the 3.
18.
How much?
18.
18.
Doesn't beat my passive.
Okay. So you may do as you will with this information.
I will get closer to Riot and whisper to him. They have a way of communicating from far.
So roll a stealth check. This will be just against the rest of the party's passive perception. Which versus the highest among them is 14.
That shouldn't. Stealth. No.
Okay. In this instance, you say this to Riot. I'll say that the party clocks this as being said. You may act with it as you wish. In this instant, Riot just acknowledges it.
And I will do what he said and escort the other two out.
Can Amber quickly interrupt?
Go for it.
Perhaps it would be smarter if we kept them all here so the others don't try anything tricky.
I'm going to say roll me a persuasion check, and this is going to be against Riot here.
Mhm.
Okay, you have to be a 15. Total?
I rolled a 3.
Okay. No. Better we not let them sully the story.
Amber nods gracefully.
Okay. Romulus and Kat and Vinny, what are you doing in this instance?
Cat's kind of put in this position. This seems to be an adult thing. She's looking for Romulus for
All right.
advice.
Okay. Vinny is not going to attempt to leave. He's going to go and sort of lean up against the wall.
Okay.
It's all right. I'll be fine.
All right, but I'm going to say this out loud. If you need anything, who am I kidding? Best of luck. I'm just going to say that, and then come along, Cat.
Okay.
And then we get taken out by
Tummox.
Tummox.
Yes. Who, as they approach this, what looks to be a kind of a desert fluxion with brown skin and like a peppering of yellow freckles across the form. Small flecks of dust dropping off of their skin as they move. 2 large metal gauntlets that kind of match as they place one on each of your backs and begin to just not push but guide you two out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As I head now, I'm going to charge my amulet.
Just a quick thing. I am going to let there be a moment where he tries to gently guide me, and then I look down as a big fuck off Minotaur, and then acquiesce to moving.
Do you do anything, Tummox?
Tummox just gives a look of, I don't care what you do, just go.
Okay. Right. Well, I need to roll a 6.
Okay. Go ahead and roll d6.
That's 1 charge. Okay. So,
Okay.
as I head out, detect thoughts goes off.
Okay. Tumux, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check, please.
Arcana. Nope.
Nope. Big nope.
That's a big nope. In this instance, as you kind of as you lead them out, you're focused more on leading them out. And in this instance, Kat, you kind of place your hand up against your necklace where the rune is placed. You charge it and release the spell without alerting Tumux to what you have done. The gesture was noticed, the magic was not in this instance.
Fair.
So the two of you are led outside. We'll now move to just Vinny. In this instance, Riot, would he know anything about magic? I mean, he could try. Nope. Okay, so Riot looks at you, Vinny, and kind of almost, not necessarily beckons, but almost orders you to come close just by gesturing. Come closer so we can talk. I want to know what you know.
We're talking right now, aren't we? Why don't you just ask some questions and I'll give you some answers?
Riot otherwise looks at you. Because you've hurt someone I know.
Eyebrow raised.
So you don't remember? Convenient, that.
I mean, I wasn't going to lead with the whole amnesia angle. I didn't think you'd... Well, I didn't think you'd believe it, but as it happens, yes.
I would like to insight that.
Go for it. And Vinny, you may make a persuasion or deception check as you see fit.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man.
I cannot get a good roll.
22 on persuasion.
Yeah, no.
From what you can gather, Tumux, he seems to be saying the truth. There seems to be some layer of something that isn't there. Riot is also going to make an insight check for this. Okay. Riot otherwise looks at you, Vinny. And what makes you think I'm going to buy that angle?
Well, I was hoping the fact that it's the truth would help, but... I mean, I can prove it right now. Ask me exactly what happened last time I was here, and I won't be able to tell you.
You know that there is a distinct pause from Riot in this instance. I don't have to tell you anything about what happened last time you were here.
That bad.
But you've caused enough damage from what I've been told.
Well, that's unfortunate. I never set out to cause damage.
Why are you looking for Carvern, Vinny? I want only the truth. Then I might trust you.
Because I think she knows something about what I've forgotten. And I want to find out from her.
And whose side are you on?
I'm on the side of my friends. From what I can gather, it doesn't seem like they're on each other's sides right now. So I need to know why Carvern would be trying to kill Cassius. I can't help either of them until I know.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion or deception check, obviously of your choice. And I would like both Tumux and Amber to roll with Riot in this instance for an insight check. Vinny total?
24.
24. He's hard to read, but seems to be saying the truth in this instance. Riot otherwise lifts his hand, which you two would know as a gesture to stand down in this instance. So you really don't remember anything? And yet you're looking for Carvern, because she might have answers.
Well, she's always had a very good memory. And she doesn't have a sword sticking out of her chest. So two good qualities in an informant.
I would agree. Tell me, do you remember who put that sword there? The one you carry still?
No idea.
And you're hoping that Carvern might be able to tell you?
And that's about the long and short of it, yeah.
But what if she's the one that put it there?
Back.
Then I'd want to know why. Carvern has known numbers longer than I have. The two of them were inseparable.
That they were. Your words are slippery, and it's hard to tell on whose side you're really on. I won't go telling you her location. And don't think that when she comes back I won't report your presence here. Don't think this makes us friends either.
It's fine. It makes no difference to me whether I find her or she finds me. As long as I get to see her again.
Right, slowly nods. Alright then. Tell us you can let them back in. So, Kat, throughout this entire thing, you've been picking up thoughts.
Oh,
Whose thoughts have you been focused on?
Vinny's preliminary, like, actually focusing on, but fleeting between the two if I can, but focusing mostly on Vinny.
Okay.
'Cause
So,
he's-
focusing mostly on Vinny for the sake of it, and then who were the others?
The guy that he was talking to, my brain is just not having
Riot?
it. Yep,
Riot.
yep. That he'll be the second, probably most dominant one, and the one that escorted us out.
Tumux.
Tumux.
Okay. So, Tumux, what would you have been thinking about throughout most of this?
I'll be typing it.
Okay.
Let's
From
see.
Riot's point of view, from what you've been hearing, they have a deep distrust of Vinny. You get the general sense that there was an instant reaction and orders that were previously given to remain hostile and vigilant to Vinny, regardless of what Vinny says. You get the general sense that from Riot's perspective, Vinny is a danger, regardless of what happens next.
Okay. Okay. Romulus. They've got orders to be hostile to Vinny. And Vinny's a danger? I don't know who's given orders or what, but this supersedes this lot in here. Someone above them's giving them the orders.
Or possibly this Carver lady.
Possibly.
A very silly name.
It's a bit of a weird one. Sounds like a...
Her name's Cavern. Be called Cavern, don't be called Carver.
Wait until you hear her surname.
Oh, you better tell me. Now, here's a secondary thing. Vinny managed to word swindle them into not actually moving away from where they were standing, as far as I could tell, because there was no description of that. Could I have been, you trying to perceive what?
I'll say go ahead and make me a perception check with disadvantage in this instance.
That's fair.
For trying
That's
to listen.
fair. I respect that.
Yeah. So I'll say.
You know what? That's not terrible. That is. What's my perception? +4, so that's a 16.
Okay, 16. You are able to listen into some of this. Very difficult for you to pick up on the mannerisms and the way that they're talking, but there is a sense of distrust here still.
Look, I'll be honest, I just want to hear the word Cassius so that I have that in my notes rather than in my head.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But you pick up on some things like that. With regards to what you pick up from Tumux, because Suds is currently unable to talk at the moment, Tumux has been thinking about the main thing that you pick up is if he really doesn't remember what happened, and if he really means no harm to her, even though she could be the reason for his friend's deaths, then why is he searching for her?
Okay.
I'll say in this instance, as those thoughts are otherwise going through, Riot looks at you, Vinny. You may conduct your business, but go once you are done.
Thank you.
Tumux, you can let him back in now.
I go to let him back in.
Okay. Opening the drapes back up, the two of you are met with Tumux, who otherwise looks out and gestures for the two of you. You can come back in.
Oh, thank you. As we come back in. All right, Vinny's not dying on the ground. I see this as a positive diplomatic situation.
I'm not sure if it would be Vinny down on the ground. I've seen what he can do.
Well, there are 4 of them.
That's
Those 4,
true.
right?
There is 4, yes.
Who's the third the third underling?
Seems to be a goblin individual. Currently has a buckler and a set of knives. Is currently just kind of hanging off of one of the supports, very much waiting for something to happen.
Well, if we are going to be doing business, then just to check, we are in the right place, right? This is the Den of Furs, and you do deal in skins and hides and things like that.
Yes, yes. Be on your business and leave once you're done.
All right. Do you also work with general beast parts, or is it specifically the hides and furs and things?
Specifically hides and skins, yeah.
Fair enough. I bring out the giant toad skin.
You watch immediately as the goblin kind of wanders up to look it over.
I want you to know, I want you to know, I like you better than the other ones.
You shouldn't.
Well, that may be so, but you've not said anything hostile yet, and I respect that.
Knives do the talking.
I
the
respect that
tongue.
also. But yes, picked this up, and honestly, I'm not really in need of armor, but I can think of a few interesting things to try with it. I wanted a professional's opinion. I've also got a hilarious amount of rat skins, but I suspect those are a little below your pay grade.
Rat skins can be used for a few things. Depends on
Oh.
what you want.
Well, I have 18 of them.
Stitch them together to make a pillowcase.
I was just thinking that pillowcase, excellent idea. I was thinking perhaps a hat for the winter. Nothing better than triple layered rat skin to keep you warm at night.
Hat would require more of a woven frame. You need a stronger material as your base to set it on.
Well, I was thinking perhaps like a wicker on the inside, and then wrap the first layer on the inside, second on the outside, and then the third probably over the top. That way you've got the rigidity. You know what? Enough talk. Right. What would be the price if I sold them, and have you any ideas for what to do with the toad skin specifically?
Toad skin is used for waterproofing. Yeah, toad skin's used for waterproofing. So in this instance, you could use it to make a nice tent. You could use it to make some water skins for water retention. You could use it for binding for books. You could use it for handle parts for weapons or grips. Might be a bit slippery or slimy if it does get wet though, so it's a bit difficult.
It's got ups and downs. And how much would it be to just sell it?
In this matter high, I'd probably say 20 gold at most. You can only make so many water skins out of this, or a tent.
That's fair enough. How much to have it turned into a tent then?
Probably say for the craftsmanship, probably 6 gold.
Perfect.
It would be a tent wrap. There wouldn't be poles, but
that's absolutely fine. More here for the just to get some use out of it. As for the rat skins,
I could take them off your hand for 2 gold.
You know what? Why not?
Okay. Okay, so
as much as I can make myself a load of socks and stuff out of them, I feel like that would make Cat a little bit angry.
Okay.
A little bit.
The rat skins are taken off of you. The toad skin is sold, or is going to be turned into a tent. It's going to take several days, but that's something that can be done.
Yeah, my alternative thought for the toad skin was parachute because toad skin is very elastic. But I didn't want to push it too much.
Parachute.
Besides, I'm a barbarian. I
mean, parachute. I wouldn't imagine would have been something that would have been used often in a world
often, but when
where
you
the
need
magic
it.
featherfall exists. So
yeah, I have featherfall.
Yeah. So, okay, with that being done, is there anything else that would need to be done? Okay, Tomix or Amber, is there anything you'd like to do? You've both been told to stand down, obviously, but if there's anything you'd like to do as these characters prior to them leaving, you're more than welcome to do so.
I mean, while they're doing their business and all that, Tomix will be going over to Riot to basically figure out what exactly our plan is for them.
Okay.
Amber would like to say something because they leave.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're about to leave.
Is there any other business
I
that you'd
believe
like to do?
I needed some ink and paper.
Parchment.
Yeah. Some.
How much is the tent going to weigh? Is it just like a normal tent?
It would just take the tent stats for 2, which would be for 2 people, and then it's just extra waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
So it works well for that, and it floats. So
noted.
You can make a boat.
You could, if you want to, you could try and make an impromptu boat if you have the frame to hold it in place. It is just fabric, but still notable.
Okay, there's some work there.
Yeah.
Wrap that around like a wooden frame. You've actually got something there.
You've effectively got a leather boat, which
It's not
they exi-
terrible.
no, they existed. Anyway, the goblin looks at you, Cat, as you mentioned about paper and ink. He goes, depends. You looking for just writing stuff?
Well, it needs to be good quality because it's going to be for magical use. So
Hmm.
if not, then point me in the direction where I can get it.
I'd recommend either go to. For this, I'd say either go to the Den of Books, or the Den of Scholars. Oh, I know, Scholars is the profession. Sorry, the Den of Books. They might be able to set you up with the paper and possibly the ink too. Otherwise, if you're looking for good quality ink, I'd recommend heading to the Den of Colors.
Okay. Look at Vinny, just joking. You haven't upset anyone in them two dens either, have you? Just joking round.
How should I know?
No, that's true.
Didn't know I'd upset anyone in here until I came in.
Honestly, trouble seems to find us wherever we go. I don't know how we do it.
Well, my life was pretty boring until you all showed up, so I'm going to blame Vinny.
I'm gonna blame Kay. Somehow I feel this is his fault.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't tell him I said that.
Uh,
You'll eat enough one of them sandwiches.
Actually, no, let's make Vinny do this. Vinny, if you'd like to roll me a d20, please.
Why?
16.
16.
As you're otherwise standing there, kind of just keeping an eye on the people around, a lot of people are looking at you with suspicion. And that is progressing as you hear what sounds to be footsteps coming from further back in the chamber, where you can see there is a kind of a staircase that's been built of old bits of timber and will look to be tabletops that have just been kind of set and have been sheared off and then stuck and supported into the wall, allowing for this kind of broad staircase to go up as two figures begin to descend that staircase. One of whom seems to be a rather tall, kind of bright white, long orange beak and kind of a black crest to them, a crane-looking avir, or aviar, sorry. And next to them, you see what looks to be otherwise this tall, kind of lanky figure, darker green skin, kind of a little bit of graying hair tufts that comes out of the otherwise drooped ears. The individual wears a what looks to be kind of this neck scarf with the symbol of kind of two dark purple scythes crossed over one another, and a large rifle, the same as what Amber's currently carrying, or similar as, currently slung over their shoulder, and two large arcane firearms at either side on their hip as well, as these two figures begin to walk down the stairs. You can all hear them idly chatting. Well, I hope the rest of your day goes a little bit less eventful for now. I'm glad to have been able to help you in this matter. Please do take care of yourself, and thank you for the work that you do. The goblinoid individual, kind of the tall, lanky form of them, kind of nods and turns to leave, noting your party, but not by any means interacting with them.
All right, then.
The crane individual walks over to Riot, otherwise leans down and says something, keeping a very, very close eye on Vinny.
Can I read his lips? Or her lips? The
Her
lips?
Go ahead and did you take the observant feat?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So you can read this as she otherwise says, "Is that the one you were told to keep an eye out for?" To which Riot responds, "It is. He doesn't seem to be posing a threat right now." And she otherwise notes you watching Cat and stands up straight, almost as tall as Romulus in her kind of crane form, very tall and lanky in this instance, as she begins to just hover nearby, keeping an eye on what's going on.
Cool. Okay, so the den of books or colours then. Right. Have you done everything you need to do? Everyone got everything they needed? Did you need anything, Vinny?
Seems like I've got all that I'm going to get.
Okay.
Okay. As you leave, Amber, you were going to say something?
I say, loud enough for them all to hear, but specifically to Vinny. You and your freak show had better stay on your best behavior. It'll be the girls' furs that'll be hanging in.
Oh,
here.
you are really trying to start a fight here. Like, Jesus.
It's a good job Sidechainer ain't around. Oh my god!
Okay.
I say she isn't satisfied.
Can I just? Okay. So I need to ask this. What race is Amber?
Elven. Elven, and if I remember correctly, let me quickly get the description. Yes, Amber is an elven individual, kind of dark folded leather armor, a short buzz cut, and what looks to be a rifle that she otherwise has currently pointed at the ground, but still very much in a position where it can be raised and shot easily. Facial features are sharp, seems to have kind of a pale lavender skin tone to her, and ears that droop slightly, rather than pointed.
Oh wow. We're the freak show and you're the elf with the droopy ears. All right, Dobby.
Okay, Vinny is just going to chuckle out loud. You'd have better luck with the Minotaur.
I mean, Vinny, I am going to make a roll here, and if I don't roll the right kind of number, Amber's getting beheaded. Are you all right? I feel free to stop me, but that is
Who?
going to happen.
This is down to Cat or Vinny if they want to stop, because at this point, Curve and Kay are off enjoying themselves doing other stuff. These are NPCs that
No, I'm talking to Vinny, well, rather Simon, as like if this is like backstory important, I don't behead Amber. Just letting you know.
I presumably have seen this woman before in my life, but I don't remember her.
To clarify, I have my my toad skin, right?
No, they have it because it needs to be made into a tent, which is going to take a few days. You're going to have to come back and get it.
Oh, I can always
Do
take
I
it
pay
from
the
the
money
bodies.
then or now?
You pay the money now for them to make the product. So you've paid the 20 gold.
I've already paid. Well, not 20 gold. It was 6 gold.
Sorry. It was 6 gold for having it made. It was 20 gold if you were selling it. Sorry. Yeah.
Could collect it back from the bodies, I guess. I'm joking. Wow.
All right.
Possible.
Amber, was it?
She doesn't respond. She just looks.
Ah. Well. You can threaten me. You can threaten Vinny. I don't know what he's done to yourselves. Apparently he doesn't know what he's done to yourselves. But if you threaten my ward again, I will be forced to remove your droopy ears from your head, stuff them down your throat, and use your head as a topping for my mantle.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Eloquent,
look
aren't
at
you?
Riot and just shrug.
I'm actually an idiot, but a very, very tough one.
Don't you think it's odd that you know so little about your friend?
You
Well-
don't know much either.
The one thing I've learnt about friends is that you get to know them over time. And you judge them for what they do for the majority of that time rather than how things end. But in the spirit of trying to keep things civil, I will wish you a lovely day, Amber.
I want to insight to see how badly he wants to hit Amber.
Go for it. And Romulus, please make a persuasion or deception check based on if you are wanting to hit Amber or not.
I would
Decep-
like to fail whatever it is to make it
Okay.
extremely clear that I am holding myself back by a hair's breadth from decapitating Amber where she stands.
I changed my target.
Okay. Okay. And this is to be held if something if something happens.
And I will attempt to usher Cat out of this awful establishment. I will be giving it a 0-star review on Yelp.
I was gonna say, I was gonna escort you out. Just like, don't pick on the uneducated. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Amber, do you do anything?
I just say,
As you go to say, a spectral claw appears on your mouth and stops you from saying anything. As the rest of you watch from one side of the room where Tumix is there, one of the gauntlets is glowing kind of this black purple energy, and this spectral claw has appeared on her mouth and is currently stopping her from talking.
I'd leave if I were you.
agreed. Have a lovely day to the rest of you.
Bye.
Okay.
I am so glad I actually did consider doing war crime dust on her.
It's great having characters, people who can play NPCs with you as well. It means that I don't have to be one to feel bad when if things go poorly. It's great because I'm not good at being the mean character, but it works well. I can be
Oh my
cunning, but not mean.
God.
That was perfect.
I was
I need
like,
to recruit party members for this more often.
I was like, I'm so glad I'm a passive player because, oh my God, if that was Rook.
It's the unbelievable liberation of playing a disposable character.
It's great. I need to do this more often. Can you guys split up party more, and then I can just have other players be the NPCs?
Oh, that means I can play Kay the way he's supposed to be, running off on his own everywhere.
And then everyone gets to play NPCs, and then there's just Kay.
Yeah.
So, you leave the Den of Furs, otherwise heading out into the dark alleys. Without having sufficient directions, you do not know where you are going to get to the Den of Colours or the Den of Books, whichever you end up going towards.
Oh, we've got the name, so let's look for the least shadiest person around and ask them.
Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, of course. Why are we just like in the most shadiest town ever? Well,
Ow.
actually, I'll take that. Perception. It's still -1, so it's 16.
16. Looking around for the least shady person, there are very few people around here who look casual. A lot of people have business, wearing hoods, cloaks, moving from place to place, or are open carriers with various weapons at their disposal. The only one who's looking like they are of a position of non-threatening nature is the goblinoid individual who's walking away. Notably, you note the goblin features about the individual, yet they stand about 6 to 7 feet tall. Kind of a thin, lanky form. You've seen a few of them wandering around the dark alley as you have been moving around. And Romulus, I don't believe you have dark vision, so you are currently going out into being blind again, because your light source known as Damien has left.
Mm-hmm. I just need one more level up, Chris. Just one.
Yeah. I guess Vinny has dancing lights, so you'd be walking around with them going.
Okay.
Vinny, would you like to, explain?
I can give you some idea of their intentions. I was in their head a little bit. So,
I appreciate that, Kat, but first of all, I really would like to hear from Damien. What
Damien?
the fuck?
Damien?
Not Damien.
He's not
Vinny,
I'd like to hear
sorry.
from
You're,
Damien as well. I
you've
think he's
both got
okay.
long hair and are pretty boys. I get you confused.
all you humans look the same. You're not even
All
human.
you-
You're humanoid. The do.
All you humanoids look the same. Haven't even got a differentiating amount of legs.
You two-legged. One of
I
it
often
is-
get confused about which one's shorter, you or Kay. I'm kidding,
You know what? I can
obviously.
take this from Cat. You have 2 legs too, asshole.
Yes, but with the way you tell apart a Minotaur and a Centaur is that the Centaur has 2 more legs, normally. Unless they're a reverse Centaur. In which case, they usually have, the hooves give it away.
Please
a
do not
reverse
talk anymore
centaur?
about reverse centaurs.
What, you don't like the idea of a humanoid bottom and a horse, sorry, an equine upper half? Racist much, but all right.
Yeah, I've never seen these. But
Neither have I. I'm sure they're horrifying though.
hmm.
I'm actually going to put it into Google reverse centaur, and I'm immediately going to regret it.
Don't. Not yet.
Oh dear.
Focus on D&D. Do it later.
So, yeah, Vinny.
Oh no, they're all so bad. Okay,
Okay.
look it up later. Anyhow,
Will do. So, the main guy, Riot was his name? He has orders to remain hostile towards you, and that you're a danger. So, someone's above him that's giving him orders to stay hostile at you.
perhaps this Carvern.
That was my understanding, yeah. They're... I don't really know what you'd call it. Acquaintances? Allies? They'll summon someone on the side?
Right. Oh.
However you want to
Oh
call it.
wow.
Look,
Okay.
I don't judge my friends' personal lives.
Okay.
But
And then-
honestly, I think she could do better.
I don't understand. Okay. And then that Tumux guy, that other guy that escorted us out, he was trying to work out why you couldn't remember and if she is the reason, why are you looking for her? So, if she is the reason the person died, I'm assuming? So, I think you've kind of got them all a bit confused. Just randomly turning up, I really threw them off. But there's definitely
Well-
something going on.
Yeah, there's something going on. I assume it's just that they've spoken to Carvern previously, and she warned them. That or I caused a really big mess last time.
I thought about trying to dive deeper and find out some more information about the orders, but if it goes wrong, they can work out who it was that cast the spell. I didn't want to put you in more risk.
Yes, we've shown remarkable restraint in not committing murder.
Yeah, well done for that. Proud of you.
I was going to turn her into a lamppost.
Well, I mean, it's...
It was actually going to be very well designed. I was going to start off with both legs and feet and have that be separated out to create a stand, and then all the individual ribs would have been doubled up to create a lattice work, and then the arms would have been on the side, and they'd be on wires so you could put them in funny poses, and then of course the skull on top would have a candle with some mirrored backing in it. It was going to be an excellent addition to my furniture.
It sounds beautiful for you,
Nice,
but that sounds
very evocative.
horrific.
Yeah, you know they're following us and listening to every word you're saying, right?
Yes, hence why I'm saying the worst things I possibly can.
Fair enough.
They're following us.
Well,
Cool.
You haven't
That's
moved.
what I'd
at the
do
mo-
if I were them.
Well,
mean, you
yeah.
Oh, I
haven't
thought we
moved
were. I
currently.
thought we were walking off. To
No,
go
you have no
fight.
idea where you're going right
No,
now.
I was
Cat
meant
was
to
looking
ask.
around for people, and now the goblinoid individual who you noticed before has now disappeared because you've had this conversation.
Okay, Vinny, you talk to shady people? Would you be able to find out what these things are? Meanwhile, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts again and see if there's like any surface thoughts of the word Vinny, specifically looking for Vinny or got to follow him or something along them lines.
Welcome back. Okay, go ahead and make me your D6 or D3 to see how many charges you get.
2.
Two.
Okay, and one will
Okay.
go off.
Mm-hmm. Now, just as a general note, because I did forget this, go ahead and roll me 2 wild magic checks, please. This is for the first one.
But that's
Doesn't
alright.
go off. Second one. Doesn't go off.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Yeah, second. Okay. So I need to subtract 6 plus that.
Oh.
8 minus 21. Boom. Maths. Okay. So yeah, if Viddy's able to find a way, and I'm looking for surface thoughts of pursuers.
I was saying, make me an Arcana check. Actually, no. Just make it a straight intelligence check for this, just to try and locate and see if anybody's using the word Vinny.
Vinny or follow him. Oh, no, that's a T. That's the wrong letter. It's 21.
21. That's very good for an intelligence check. Thinking around and hopping between different minds and consciences, there are individuals with the name Vinny in their thoughts. And as you linger on them, they seem to all be individuals within the Den of Furs that's not far from where you currently are. There are also notes of people mentioning follow him and keep an eye on him.
Okay. I'm going to keep a rough check on them thoughts and see if they continue to pursue us.
Okay.
And I'll
How long
keep.
does the concentration last?
It lasts minute, so I will just keep re-upping it for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, minute.
Okay.
So every so often, like every couple of minutes, I'll re-up.
Okay.
Like-
And we'll consume spell points and do wild magic rolls each time that happens. So,
Oh, no.
Vinny,
Magic.
you going to
Okay.
look around for someone to direct you?
Yeah, let's take a look around, see if there's anyone shady looking. Or failing that, it seems like a lot of the homeless people in this city know their way around. I assume it's like a Bowery King type situation.
Okay. Otherwise, looking around for shady people, there are plenty of them. It's just a matter of which one do you approach. In this instance, there are a few individuals around. There are individuals who seem to be just kind of living a life, it would seem, in this particular space. You can see people passing by, just passing through these, going from one alleyway to the other, kind of crossing over this main, almost thoroughfare-ish area, which hasn't got any lanterns through it. And you kind of take note of people moving back and forth and moving about in this particular area. You also proceed to kind of look around and get a general idea and vague understanding of a bit more of your surroundings. There don't seem to be any homeless people in this particular area. there aren't individuals who are begging. There are individuals moving around who look a little bit less well off, but there are still people. Nor does this look like the slums. This doesn't look like an area where all the poor people would congregate in the city.
Hmm.
We haven't
They're
really
not
seen too
poor,
much
they're
of that.
just criminals. By which I mean it's probably just like a tacitly allowed underground involving a secondary set of governance run by a criminal organization. That
I mean,
just seems likely to me.
Damien was the only one who understood the lengths of Zaker's Crossing because, I mean, Jamie knew, or knew Jamie knew, so yeah. But outside of that, none of you really have any experience with Zaker's Crossing to understand why. So, Vinny, who would you like to approach? Just a random person on the street moving about from place to place? Somebody stationary, kind of keeping an eye? Anything in particular that you might be looking out for here?
Probably someone stationary. Looks like
Okay.
they might be doing some. Oh, are there any guards around in this area, by the way?
No.
Okay. Cool.
There are none of the guards of uniform at all that you know. There's no one carrying lights either. And there's no light source down here. It is pitch black from place to place. And only because you have dark vision can you see these individuals who are moving around, kind of being stealthy, being sneaky. And you can see that there are the occasional individuals who look like they might be of a mercenary-ish company. But outside of that, there doesn't seem to be anything that catches your attention.
Okay. Right. I'll see if I can grab somebody who looks like they're waiting around for something, or just looking
Okay.
out in general.
Okay. Heading up to this individual, you see they are of a kind of a dwarven individual, kind of a thicker skin to them, darker complexion, kind of a bit more of a stubby, scraggly beard. Individual has a single braid of hair that goes down the back of their neck, but is very much cut off by the hood that otherwise would cover the majority of it. It's currently just folded around around kind of their collar area. The individual otherwise kind of leans up against one of the buildings and kind of keeps an eye out as you approach them. Can I help you?
Oh, hey there, friend. I'm going to give a sort of innocent sob story about being new to this part of town and not really knowing the way around, and say, in Thieves' Cant, I'm looking for the Den of Books. I would be grateful to anyone who could point me in the right direction.
The individual kind of nods. Shame to hear that. Well, I can certainly help you out on this sort of thing if you want. Saying back in Thieves' Cant to you, how much are you willing to pay?
Okay, I'll continue on with the story of how I'm in town for some business, but have taken a bit of a wrong turning somewhere, and say a few gold for a couple of directions seems fair to me.
The individual nods slowly, fake listening in this instance, before kind of nodding and replying to the story, kind of giving their sympathies, and saying back in Thieves' Cant, you're heading the wrong direction. head further southward, and a little bit closer to the very edge of the bridge.
Okay.
You'll know it when you
So-
see it. It's the only library in town.
Okay, south, closer to the edge. Easily visually distinctive. Okay, I count 3 useful pieces of information there. So I will thank him and shake his hand, and in doing so, try and palm 3 gold over to him.
Okay.
Now that guy might have just told me if I'd asked, but
Okay. As you palm the gold into their hand, they palm something into your hand. To which they nod, they get up from their perch and walk down one of the alleyways.
okay. I will turn south and lead the others in that direction.
Okay.
And once we're a little way away, catch a glance at what he passed me.
Okay. The individual in question, who had passed you this, as you lead on your party down the direction that directions they had given, you see what looks to be a small piece of this blackish stone, similar to obsidian, but it's cut in kind of this rough coin shape. No instinctions, no markings on it by any means, just this black coin. I'd say you don't know enough about the area to understand what this means. Okay.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
So, Kat, on your journey, if you're keeping it up every other minute, I will say...
I'd probably do it every 5 until I know that no one's following. I'm not
Okay,
going to burn through all of my
so-
spell slots.
Okay, in which case I'll say go ahead and give me another D3 roll, and I'll tell you if you'll need to be doing this once or twice. Okay, so in this instance you'll be able to keep it up for the next 3 spells, so go ahead and spend the spell points for
Yeah.
storing 2 more slots in, and then go ahead and make me a 3d20 rolls.
3d20. I'm going to use my. Hang on. I'll roll my wild magic now while I'm at it.
Yep.
And then I'll use the. Thank God. Then I'll use the d20. Right. 9, 12, and 10.
None of them wild magic.
Oh, okay. They're all wild magic. God, let's go. Thank
No
God.
wild magic. Okay. You travel for a little ways, and the sound or the following of somebody and kind of keeping a general mind and conscious about them, there is an individual following you. But whenever you would go back to see the individual, or on the one occasion when you attempt to, you cannot see them for the life of you.
Okay. Right. I will say very quietly to these two. So we are being followed? I can't see them, so I'm assuming disguise magic or invisibility, but we are being followed. You are correct.
Well, that's what I would do if I were annoyed at me. And no offense, but you two kind of stand out in this part of the world.
That's true. 'Tis true.
I mean, you're not wrong. But at least we look good whilst sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, indeed you do.
I'll say following
I'm sorry, what was what? What?
No, nothing happened.
No, nothing
Heading in
happened.
the
Anyway,
Heading in the directions that you were given, you
None of the
eventually
fuck.
find you eventually do find what looks to be the den of books. It's just otherwise, compared to the rest of the dens, which seem to have no real markings or distinctions, they just have a theme that they go with. Furs in front of the
Vinny a
doors for
vampire?
the den of furs. Then you've got the other ones which had their own themings and kind of way to distinguish them from the rest of the buildings around. This one stands out a bit more, as there is an open plaza in the front of this one, where as you enter this particular section of the dark alleys, it's almost a merging between the rest of the main thoroughfares and the lantern hallways above, where they all seem to merge into this almost semi window, or one of the sky windows. It's almost a merging of those as it enters into this large kind of circular plaza. Several buildings and stores run around the outside of this one, and there's generally a good congregation of people, along with what looks to be a lot of unmarked buildings, which are, from what you can tell, establishments and merchants. But you do note that there is one that stands out above all of them, which has the theming of books attached to it. You also note one that, given that this place actually has light in this particular section, allowing Romulus to see a lot better, there is one building that is painted a lot of extravagant colors.
Okay. Well, I think we found the books and the colours. Okay. Well, let's start with the books. Dinner books.
Okay.
Okay.
Heading in, it's not a very large establishment. Despite the front of this place being relatively large in that instance, it's more of a tall establishment. It's not wide or deep. It is fairly small for what it would be, but it does go up a good 3 stories. There seems to be a spiral staircase that runs up the outside. There are several platforms where you can otherwise kind of hop off and then proceed to walk around the layers and the rings that go up here. And there is a large collection of books. There are attendants and individuals who look to be armed guards, currently keeping a general eye over this place. And behind what looks to be a main desk at the bottom with a queue of 2 people currently holding and clutching books. From what you can tell, some form of students for whatever this place holds. You can see what looks to be behind the desk is kind of this dark, haggard, crow-looking Avia. As she's currently stamping books, kind of noting them down, writing things on cards and in a ledger, and kind of passing them through. As your party is there, she's kind of working through her queue. You also note that there are just attendants and individuals putting books back on the shelf in this particular place.
Nice. Library. Okay. All right. Many things. To start with, let's go to someone, maybe the reception, and find out if there's someone that I can buy paper and potentially ink from. And then I want to go look around the library for a little bit.
Okay. You wander over and join the queue of what would now be one person as they're working through the queue, and as you end up in the queue, a few more people stop behind you. Is it just you in the queue, or is Vinny and Romulus also in the queue with you?
I'm not letting Cat, be alone.
Okay.
We are in a strange city, and so far, 1 in 5 places we've walked into, there's been someone that wanted to kill us.
That means you've got another 4 locations before you have to worry about that, Romulus.
That is not how statistics work.
Let's just keep count of when we're walking into the massive violence arena.
Yeah, we'll just announce the name Vinny before we walk in, and then if I detect any hostility, we just won't go in.
So, to wrap back around, what the fuck, Vinny?
Sheesh. Okay.
So, do you want to have this conversation in the
library?
I just want to make sure you're ready for that conversation, because I don't care if we have to go after the session. After the session, you are giving me an explanation.
I will
That's
say
fine.
that we'll have this conversation once you meet back up with Curve and Kay, because
Okay.
they know they know information as players that they should, in theory, should learn as characters. So.
Okay. But yes, Cat, after you purchase your things.
Mm-hmm.
So you approach the main desk. The Avia Crow individual otherwise looks up and goes, "Hi, you haven't got a book? You're not checking anything out? Are you returning something? I
No,
don't
I
recognize you."
was I'm looking to try and buy some paper and some ink. Is that possible here?
You're after supplies, yes. How much and for what purpose? Is this for writing a journal? Is this for writing documentation,
Rune
scientific
magic.
papers? Magic, understood. So you'll be wanting a higher quality paper.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d20. High is good, low is bad.
A D20 probably gonna get low. Cosmic balance. Actually, that's not bad. 14.
That should be okay. We have a good supply of paper in at the moment. How much would you be looking for?
Inventory. How much gold have I got? 150 of each, to be honest with you.
If you're after ink, go ahead and roll me another d20. This one with disadvantage.
D20 with disadvantage. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have any ink in at the moment. We have plenty of paper.
Okay.
If you're after ink, I'd recommend heading to the Den of Colors. It's only a few doors over. You can't miss it. They have all manner of colors and dyes, and they'll be able to give you what you need. With regards to paper, we have plenty. And you said you were after
150 of paper,
150.
150 of ink.
That should be doable.
I have no more gold.
That should be okay. Okay. The individual otherwise goes and checks at one particular large cabinet and proceeds to pull out what looks to be these bound stacks of kind of nicely woven string that otherwise holds these stacks of paper together and puts 3 of them on the table in front of you. That should be 150 gold's worth. That should suit you perfectly. Do you have a scholarship discount at all?
No.
Your hesitation tells me no. So in this
No.
instance,
Where
that's
would
okay.
one get one of these scholarships from?
Are you that? You are there, Romulus. You said you weren't joining the queue.
I very
Oh
much
no, you
did say I
Sorry,
did.
you did. Sorry, you did because you weren't going to leave her alone. That's right. If she was after a scholarship discount, she would have to otherwise join one of the colleges here in Zakers.
Give me
Alternatively,
13 minutes. I'm kidding, obviously. Colleges in Zakers. I presume
Yes.
enrollment in the college would then provide a...
It provides a 25% discount. Yes.
Why not go-
Obviously.
Do they
this
do...
would-
I don't suppose they do long-distance courses.
What?
I wouldn't know personally. I didn't go to Magic College, but I know that for those who are looking to learn magic, they can teach you, but you have to have been enrolled for at least a year to get the discount. And you're on the younger side, so I wasn't going to presume that you didn't have one, but given the amount you were buying, I thought it would be worth asking.
No, I'm not part of any college, and I don't think we plan on sticking around long enough for me to join a college.
Fair enough.
I already
Very
had
much
good
like myself
teachers.
then. In which case, good luck.
Thank you. Okay, I'll hand over 15 platinum. Yeah.
Yep.
Before I head off,
Mm-hmm.
there are a couple of books. Maybe you could point me in the correct direction. Books on the deities or potentially 6-winged creatures, and anything with ancient runes.
Ancient runes, I don't think we have anything on that. Anything that's more of a magical variety is usually upheld by the is usually either is upheld by one of the colleges or is otherwise on loan to us. In which case, you have to have a college membership in order to, or scholarship membership in order to um, take out one of these books or have access to it. If you are looking for religious stuff, that you would find at the Order of Abbots in Drell below.
Okay.
We only have very limited stuff, and usually it's to do with those of history that are seen in their positive and negative light. Names without real descriptions or knowledge or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for that information. I know where to pursue information should I need it then.
Mm-hmm. Very
Okay.
welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye. I'm gonna head then to the Den of Color.
Okay. Heading into the Den of Colours. As you otherwise walk in, just need to check who the leader of this one is.
Yeah, keeping your lot alive is expensive.
Okay. Heading in to the Den of Colours, you see that this place is huge in comparison to the others. It's more of a built-in warehouse with what looks to be these large wooden, almost this large wooden jail setup to it, where you can see everything that's going on beyond in the form of vats, presses, and all of the equipment that's needed to make dyes. You can see stacks upon stacks of plants. You can see stacks of various just powders that are set up in places. And there are these almost these large boxes and drawers that are set up with a variety of colors in them, with small bags and pouches that you can fill up, almost like pick and mix, except you don't mix. And in this instance, you otherwise have a look around. This place is quite intriguing. You see large stacks of crates filled with ink vials and kind of the ink interior. Inks of all manner of colors, from what you note, different labels, different colors. And behind it all, you see what looks to be a draconian figure currently standing behind the desk, kind of serving various individuals, and another one walking behind them, seemingly an overseer, kind of helping and serving individuals that aren't otherwise attending at the moment. It seems to just be wandering and looking around what looks to be a kind of this relatively tall, kind of devil-blooded individual. Three sets of horns, each of them getting progressively smaller. One set of ram horns, another one that kind of spikes out to either side, almost like in the place of eyebrows, and then another that kind of tiny stumps just next to the ears where the temples would be.
Okay.
Who is currently just wandering around and keeping an eye on this. As you walk in, there is a moment where a customer joins the queue, and this kind of paler-skinned, what looks to be kind of younger gentleman, kind of dark eyes to him, kind of almost these pitch black eyes, as he wanders over and goes, yes. Are you somebody serving to you, or do you need some assistance?
I need some assistance. I need 150 gold's worth of magical ink.
Magical ink for spellcasting and such.
That is correct, yes.
Yes, that would be fine. If you join the main queue, you can ask there, and they will sort that out for you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'll go and join the queue then.
Okay.
Vinny,
Heading over.
before we get served, is it possible for me to have my share of that money you have?
Oh, you mean the...
the
From the
platinum,
chest?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the bags we got when we were out there. Sure, yeah.
Do you have it note down what's in there?
The 2 bags we found.
Mm-hmm.
There's 25 platinum in each.
25 platinum each. Okay. So how much do you wish to give to Kat?
Well, it's 50 total, so it should be 10 each.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to give her her whole share now, if you would like.
Yeah, that's cool, because it gives me the ink and paper to make the runes.
Okay.
Okay, I will hand over 10 platinum then.
Okay. So note that that's been given to Cat.
Okay.
You
Thank
eventually
you.
reach the desk. The individual currently sat behind it, the draconian figure, kind of this dark, oily skin, kind of almost this speckling of green between each of the scales as they currently are slightly hunched. You're after some. What would you like today?
Can I get 150 gold's worth of magical ink for spellcasting?
Oh, of course, that should be fine. I'll go and get. I'll sort that out if you wish to. Sort your coinage out. The individual kind of reaches over and begins to pull what looks to be these vials from underneath the countertop, and just begins laying them out one after another. There we are. That's all in order. There we are. Enjoy and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. I'll hand over the money and
Mm-hmm.
have a nice day. Right,
Mm-hmm.
I've got everything that I need.
I guess we're done here then.
Okay.
I don't really need anything else out of a place like this.
How have I got?
Okay.
Okay.
So, unless there's anything else anyone would like to do, you will head back to your tavern, I assume, or back to the inn, I assume, and meet up with Kay and Curve.
I'll take our tavern. That sounds like fun.
No.
Aw. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, head back to the inn then.
Okay. You otherwise will head back to the inn, and we can reconvene in a mo. For now, I think we should take a quick break, as it's about that time.
Mhm.
And then when we come back, we will have everybody be reconvened at the tavern or at the inn, and proceed from there. So, be back in a mo.
Right. Be right back then.
Cool. Well, we made it through without killing anything. That's progress. Mhm.
Yes, a moral victory for us all.
Oh, you nearly created war crime. So, good control. Good self-control.
I was just
I
playing the character, no bad feelings.
Sure.
Curve walks out. Fireball. Don't even know it. Wild magic fireball. Oh no,
Look,
it's on me.
You can be honest. You can be honest. You just wanted to try and kill us, didn't you?
No, I just thought from the perspective of the character that she wasn't completely satisfied with the ending, of what Vinny said and all that.
Well, you're
Maybe she thought with a bit more of a push.
I am trying so hard not to make dirty jokes. I hope. Oh,
Oh my god. Okay.
Uh,
okay.
look, I'm sorry. After Vinny's
I'm back.
spicy moment there, I'm just like, oof. So either he wants to eat us, or he wants to fuck Romulus, and
Oh, who doesn't?
Kay will eat you.
yes, I am well aware. Not allowed.
Not even a
No.
nibble?
Why not?
Put a nibble. I promise it won't hurt much.
You could just rage. You'll be fine. You'll take half damage from it.
Exactly.
okay.
Okay, you do realize that the only thing that you would steal from Romulus if he did that you would just get the emotion anger. And you'd be able to call upon anger at any point in your life just because you want to.
Sounds fun to me.
Isn't that just normal life?
Yeah.
I think about life and goddamn, I just get so fucking angry.
Mm-hmm. So, who's back? We have Harlan's back, Sud's back, Rebecca, you back?
Yep. Never left.
Jamie, you back?
I didn't go.
And Simon? Uh-huh. There is our missing persons. So, I will begin by going with Kay and Curve. You both return from your little adventures. The sun is beginning to go down, although that's a bit difficult to tell, given that you're mostly under boards and stuff. But as you otherwise return back to the inn. The two of you otherwise grab a table together, and you may talk if you wish. But Nightlight otherwise returns with what remained of the sushi and proceeds to prepare you for meals and such. Remind me, did anybody pay for rooms for the next few days or however long?
Yeah, I think.
I believe we played.
Yeah, we did pay.
3.
You paid for the next 3 days
Mhm.
to accommodate for being there for the next 3 to 4 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Rooms wise, how are you? How were you going? Because I believe it was per person, yes, but rooms wise, you were going to be taking up how many rooms per? 3 rooms, 2 rooms.
3.
I believe it's 3 because curve and then 2 groups.
Okay.
Unless Curve wanted to join a group, but that'd be a bit weird. Ish. Well, I
It's up
guess
to you
not.
guys. What do you want to do?
I mean, do you want to curve? Would
Yeah.
you rather be by yourself or would you rather be with other people?
Curve will stay by herself.
So 3 rooms. Okay. You return back to the inn. Eventually, the rest of the group of Vinny, Romulus, and Cat return. You all note Kay's surprising smell of what I can only describe as lavender and rose petals.
Who are you and what have you done with Kay? I picked the monster up. What have you done with them?
I took a bath.
Oh.
I'd like to insight check this.
Go for it. Kay,
Uh,
please roll me a persuasion or deception check.
I mean, persuasion because I'm not lying.
I know. And Romulus insight.
Let me just double check.
That is
what
a 14.
persuasion is. Persuasion. Okay. That's an 8.
Okay. Kay seems to be telling the truth, but it's too hard to believe. It's too good to be true.
They've even got the bath too.
I'm gonna go
think
over to
Kay
Vinny.
shows
Vinny, is this normal? Has Kay ever been ill like this before?
You watch as Kay otherwise undoes a little bit of his clothing, and the rats that are there are all squeaky clean as well.
Okay, that is unknown.
All right. Has Curve returned?
Curve is there as well. She's just been sat at the table eating and having a casual conversation with Kay until you picked up Kay and shook and had a shakedown.
Hello there, Curve. Have you enjoyed your time in the city, and did you find any leads upon your goose?
There wasn't much, but there seems to be a farm. Well, or several places that there could be a goose hiding. So I'm hoping to head over there and check out each goose.
Individually or in a group?
Well,
As in
I hadn't
one-
gotten that far in my thoughts.
All right. Well, I would suggest doing it in a group, because just checking one goose at a time is going to be very slow. You should check at least 5 geese per go.
But what if I miss it?
Well, in that case, if you miss it, you should check them again.
I really don't think you're gonna miss that goose. They're probably gonna stand out.
You'd be
Oh,
Well,
surprised.
you can never be too careful.
Well, look, Cat, it's very simple. We're making a list, we're checking it twice, we're gonna find out who's a goose and who's not.
But they're all gonna be geese. Just
No,
maybe
but they're
not
going
the
to be
right
goose.
one. They might not all be. They, might not
all be
the
geese,
right
but they won't all
one.
be goose. There's only one goose.
The goose.
The goose.
The fire goose.
that will not be on fire because of
Does
the
this
weird
goose explode?
rituals.
Doesn't that like?
Hasn't yet.
Okay.
All goose are geese, but not all geese are goose.
It's like fingers and thumbs.
I do not think it has any fingers or thumbs, but I don't know what this plane does to geese.
Uh, but- yeah.
Well, did the plane do anything to you?
Well, I'm not a goose, am I?
Well, logically, if you came from that plane and nothing changed about you, then if a goose comes from that plane, maybe nothing will change in the goose.
True.
Are you saying I am biologically similar to a goose?
I'm saying that you're not biologically
You would say it
dissimilar.
probably like that.
What does biologically mean?
I think it's something to do with bile, but I'm not sure.
What's bile?
It's the stuff you vomit up. It's tastes of spicy depression.
No, it's biology.
Oh, biology. Right.
Yeah.
And what's biology? Ah, is that the science of how to say goodbye properly?
Quite
No, I
possibly.
think it's something to do with economics.
Just sitting there,
Hmm.
like, what is happening?
You gotta remember, we're all dumb as shit.
What is happening? How have we
think Kay's
survived
gonna-
this long?
I think Kay's gonna have to find himself a better teacher.
It was mostly Damien.
I've been
Anyhow.
telling you this the entire time.
All right.
You guys
So-
get up to much? Anything interesting?
Vinny almost got murdered.
Ooh,
because of
and I'm
crime.
I do that a lot.
it.
Who did it? Who do I have to murder?
Oh no, don't worry, he's still alive.
Who wanted to do it?
I don't know, some old exes of Vinny's. I think it ended poorly.
I think so too, but I don't actually know.
So let's run this back. No, actually, could you explain it? What the fuck?
Okay, so where to start? Before I met you all, I was traveling, working with another group of people.
This was before you met us, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Not cheating on us.
No.
Well, you said they were your little something on the side, and I didn't want to, you know.
Hmm?
Earlier on, when we were talking, you said they were your.
No. Sorry. Riot's little. You know?
Oh,
Apologize. I seem to have been misunderstood.
Right, what?
They were lovers.
I
Ah.
Yeah,
they-
Riot and Carvern are
Kay understands this.
together.
Riot and Carvern are together in some sort of romantic or sexual partnership.
That's my understanding. Yes.
All right. And you were involved in this or separate from this?
Separate. I read about it in a book.
There are books on this thing?
how
You
in
read about
depth is
them
this?
in a book?
Take the book
Oh.
out and show everyone.
Okay.
Just
George
showing
as
the book.
Vinny, as Vinny pulls out of his bag a very, very damaged book. It has been burned. It has dried from having pages stuck together and destroyed. You can see scraps of words. Do you want me to copy and paste all the information that is in there,
I could
or
possibly
just
try and
showing the bit to
fix
do with
it.
Red Riot?
I'll just show them the outside for now, and the bit about Riot.
Okay. There is a section to this where it speaks of what looks to be contractors, and Vinny gestures and points towards what looks to be Red Runner Riot. Location, Zeker's Crossing, Den of Furs specifically. Race, Knoll. Contracts, hunting, bounties, assassination, and bully work. Note, Carvern's Sweet Side. Carvern is spelt as such now that you have seen the spelling.
Please tell me it's with a K.
Kaarvern.
Okay, I was 1A off, and I think I deserve a medal for that.
I think if anything, Vinny deserves it because he came up with these names, not me.
Right,
Yeah.
and you mentioned something about her last name.
Well, you haven't seen it in a book, so you're not getting to see the spelling for Fardringia.
F-A-A-R-D-R-I-N-J-E-E-R.
Fardwnjir.
Is this even English
No,
anymore?
hold on.
Like,
No, hold on. Is it W the letter or
Oh,
W?
it's Fardwingier rather than Fardringier. Okay, I get you now.
Dringier, yeah. Sorry, I may have.
No, it's fine. God, that is worse than Karaticus. Well done.
I learned from the best.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, my apologies. Carvern is only with 1A. I just misspelt it in my own document.
You
So I
mother.
went and had a look at the other one, and it is correct. So I need to make
I
that adjustment.
did get
real
it
quick.
right. I want my medal.
No. And get
Anyhow.
a light round of applause.
yay!
There we go. Thank you. Now, so but they seem to know you. So is that the book about when you can't remember?
It's just a book of contacts that a friend of mine kept.
Okay.
That was his line of work, you see. He was well, he handled the books and the planning and the money.
And you handled.
Getting on people's good side. I have an incredible talent for it, as I've demonstrated.
Yes.
Stops to think. Uh-huh.
Did you also get involved in the, stealing and thievery and general criminality?
Oh yeah, all the time.
There we go. Now, let's perhaps be a little bit more. Let's delve into this a little further. Why can't you remember months of time?
Around New Year,
Mm-hmm.
we were in a bar celebrating,
Mm-hmm.
and a friend of mine, sort of leader by default. That's Cassius.
Cassius.
Correct.
Thank you.
Comes up to us and says, "We've got a job." I have flashes from then on. The next unbroken, continuous memory is from 8 months after the fact.
Oh, me loves a good mystery.
I might be able to help you with that. I can't promise, but I might be able to. I can cast Detect Thoughts. I might be able to push further and see something you might have missed.
Would that work?
Worth a try.
Yeah.
I'm down for it if you are.
Okay. I mean, as long as you're okay with me diving into your thoughts. I mean, last time I did this was with Damien, and it got dark. But I was able to help him, so I might be able to help you.
All right, I'll do my best not to melt your brain with my terrifying exploits.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna do this now. Let's go.
Well, I mean, is there any rest of the story? Any of you want to know?
Yes. You said people died.
So when I woke up, I was in a courtyard.
Mhm.
I don't remember what. I don't know where we were, and I didn't know what it was we were supposed to be getting, but
Wasn't a goose, was it?
for all I know, maybe, but probably not.
I'll be
That was
keeping my
before we
eye on
met.
you.
It was before we
Yeah.
met you. How quick was long did it take the how soon since you're coming here? But oh, I'm forgetting my words.
When was the goose taken?
When was the goose taken? Yes.
A couple of days ago.
Okay, so it was
This
probably
is
more
a
than
little longer ago.
A likely story.
Well, we've been with him the whole time, so if this happened before this, with it more than a few days ago, or less than a few days ago, we'd have noticed.
Or I would have ate it.
Yes, you would worry not.
I'd be very suspicious of all of you if you weren't all so stupid.
Rude.
Wow.
Well,
You know, you're the
rude.
second. Wow. Just.
Also, coming from yourself, I mean, Curve,
Uh-huh. As she starts.
do you
like,
even
rubbing
know
her
what
ear
a
with her little
lemon is?
finger. You? Yeah.
Hey,
Burn.
No.
Well, I
A
guess she told
lemon.
you.
No, Romulus, you're done. She got you.
I will war crime dust all of you, and feel no shame. And I'm afraid to say that a lemon is not me. Me is in fact a minotaur. And a lemon is in fact the citrus giver, the greatest ingredient of all. Use it wisely when you cross its path, but never, ever overseason. The trick there is that it's not possible to overseason something. Seasoning is king.
Exactly. That's why when I cooked all the food, all of it went in.
A correction must be made. It is possible to overseason things if you don't know what you're doing. No context.
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, whenever you want to try, we can try delving into your memories and see what we can piece together.
Ooh, can I come along as well? I think that'll be really funny.
I don't think I can bring passengers. It doesn't work quite like that.
Well, just tell us the juicy bits.
I shall.
Actually, at this moment, I'm just going to cover cat's ears just to check. How likely is it that you got up to anything particularly adult during that period?
Cat can discover the world. And suddenly, oh no! Starts delving into everyone's minds just to see what's happened.
Well, I mean,
Dude.
it was a long period of time, like statistically.
All right. Do you think you can steer away from those moments?
If you can't
It'll
remember
be
them,
hard, but I'll do my best.
All right. Okay, you go on ahead whenever Vinny wishes. Not necessarily now, just it's an option.
Well, whenever you want to do it, I am fine with it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. In case it helps, I remember we were working on something partway through that hadn't gone well. Something to do with a dragon?
Okay. Well, while I'm delving, try and think as much as you can about that time period. I might be able to see stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, if you spot anything to do with the ring of the worm,
Ring of the Worm. Okay. Do you want me to find stuff out about that, or run away from it?
I mean, almost certainly very dangerous, but it might point us in the right direction.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Then I will. I assume we're all sitting. I will cast Detect Thoughts. You ready?
Okay. First things first.
So,
D3 roll,
Woo!
and then a D20 roll for me, please, for wild magic.
This is where I blow us all up.
Are you below half spell points?
No. I
Okay.
will be after this casting.
Okay.
No,
Right,
good.
fine. Okay. Vinny. This is entirely up to you. Do you wish to fail the saving throw for cat delving deeper?
yes, I will voluntarily fail.
Do you want the rest of the party to head to standby, or do you mind if they're here?
I don't mind them staying.
Okay. In which case, I would like Romulus, Curve, and Kay to all mute up for me, please. So, Cat, as you sit there, you clutch your necklace, expending the rune as it otherwise burns through the palm of your hand onto the back and into Vinny. You begin to sense his mind. You begin to read his surface thoughts and everything in it. And then you delve deeper, passing through this kind of a darker purple and blue membrane, almost like rubber. As you push past it into the rest of his mind, you see fleeting glimpses of recent thoughts, the events that transpired, and the conversation which you were listening into in part moments ago. As you do this, Vinny, what are you focusing on?
I'm trying to focus on what I remember of the conversation in the hideout.
The argument?
The argument, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a concentration check, please. If you have Warcaster, you may roll with advantage.
That's for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a 4.
4. As you're in there, Cat, swimming around almost, time being far more torn away than it would be in the outside world. Being willingly let in and to explore is very different. You can see the general memories that Vinny tries to have, and as he tries to recall them, you kind of watch as these thin shocks of blue and white lightning shoot past you. Like a storm or a tempest, they connect from one another. You see almost these tiny motes that float in the air, and as one of these beams and strikes of energy crackles across the horizon and strikes one, you watch as it expands into this beautiful memory before shrinking again as Vinny searches his mind for what is relevant. As he attempts to focus, there is a layer of distractedness to him. And you watch as this lightning courses across in a path in front of you and strikes this reflective, almost mirror-like surface, where it hits and dissipates. What do you do?
I'm going to approach the mirror-like surface.
Okay. You approach the mirror-like surface, looking at it and seeing yourself, a reflection of yourself in this instance. You can see the cracks on the surface of your skin. You can see the bandages in this place don't exist. Your clothing is bare, thin, almost like it's immaterial, but it's not revealing by any means. Like it's lost its color, drained to a monochrome level. But you can still see the dark purple cracks, the tone of your hair and your skin. And the mirror before you almost shifts like a very soft pool of water.
Can I push through this mirror?
You place your hand against the mirror to try and push through, and your hand goes through. You can see ripples otherwise course outwards. Do you keep pushing?
Well, whatever this is, it's stopping the thought path going through. Well, take the leap, I guess. I'm going to push.
Okay. Vinny, please mark 1 down for me. Make a note of 1.
Okay.
Cat, make me an intelligence check, please.
Intelligence. Let's go. That is a 15.
15. Okay. You push through. Your hand forces through, and it's gentle to go through. It's not a strain, but it gets harder and harder as more of your body goes through. As your arm goes through, it's fairly easily, but then as you begin to push your head and your torso through, it begins to resist, and you feel this pushback. Do you wish to keep pushing?
Yes.
Okay. You keep pushing, and as you force your way through, your body shifts, contorts, and moves into this cloudy, misty realm, almost. And in this instance, as you kind of look around, you note that there are tiny motes, hundreds of them, just contained within this space, vacant and open. And as you otherwise... Actually, no. I'll let you take it from here. What would you like to do?
I will approach the nearest moat.
Okay.
Is there a way I can engage with it, interact with it, maybe activate it?
Go ahead and make me an intelligence check. Or I'll say make this an Arcana check, because this isn't you attempting, this is you figuring out.
Oof, that is still a plus 7.
Something that I've just remembered. You are exhausted.
Oh,
Go ahead and
bugger.
roll it with disadvantage.
Okay.
I won't discount anything that's happened so far, so it would have been a 3 or a 6. Either way, it's a 3.
That's,
So.
that's 10.
So yeah, 10. As you as you otherwise think about it, there might be a way. It would require the expenditure of magic, and you don't know what would happen if wild magic goes off in here. Does Vinny's brain explode? Does a fireball is contained to the entirety of his brain? You don't know.
Okay.
There might be a way to activate it, but you just don't know.
All right. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try and cast Mage Hand in here. Can I move a moat with Mage Hand?
Okay. You go ahead and cast Mage Hand. You are below half spell points. Go ahead and roll me a wild magic check.
Oh, son of a gun. 15.
You're fine. As your hand reaches out to touch one of the moats, the Mage Hand passes through it as if it's not there.
Okay, so I can cast in here. Interesting. Okay. Right. Then in that case, I am going to... Now, if I was to pump magic energy into a moat, does it have to be in the form of a spell, or can I just transfer energy? Like transfer spell
You could
points?
transfer just spell points, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go up to... Is there any specific ones that stand out, look darker, or
Make me a
brighter?
perception check with disadvantage.
Should have probably done this without the exhaustion. Probably would have been an idea. My perception sucks ass too. So that's 4.
4. Looking around in this space, it's very difficult to see. It is dark in here. There's no light coming through. In the previous one, where there was the crackling of lightning kind of giving flashes and images and allowing you to see a bit more into what was the vacant space filled with very spread out moats, this area is devoid of light. And what little light there is coming from these tiny specks of moats and light that decorate the horizon like a starry sky.
Okay. Now, do I feel like if the area around me, does it have the presence of Vinny? Is there a presence around, something I feel I could protect? I've got the idea of trying to cast Sentinel Ward, but like on the area potentially, so if something backfires, it'll offer a protection.
Okay. Oh, so you can try it on a singular moat if you would like.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the nearest moat that
Okay.
piques my interest, and I will cast Sentinel Ward on it, 1 to protect it, and 2
Okay.
hopefully should give it some energy. If not, then I'll put energy into it after.
Okay. So you go to cast Sentinel Ward, you cast the spell, go ahead and expend the spell points and roll a wild magic check for me.
One sec, let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
What I remember. I read off.
You're 3 or less. Nope.
Okay.
You're all right. You cast Sentinel Ward, and as you expend the magic begins to rotate around this moat in this almost tiny, almost projected protective sphere.
Okay, right. That's safe. Right, okay. I am going to gently cup my hand around this moat and transfer one by one, so not to put in, but bits of magical energy until I can get it to activate.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a intelligence check, please. And how much SP were you willing to spend on this?
I'm gonna do 1 at a time until it activates.
Okay, so this is yep, so go ahead and give me a roll. First intelligence check. Natural 1. Vinny, please note down, add 2 to your current number, making it 3. As you place your palms over the magic and attempt to pump some magic into this, it passes into the moat, and the moat flickers as if attempting to expand. But as it does so, and you try to kind of pull your hand back, there's this flash and then nothing. You don't see anything. The moat still exists. It just gives off this flash.
Okay, I will try and put double the energy I was putting into it then.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another intelligence check.
Can I use my Tides of Chaos here? Do they Does that affect checks?
You can certainly try. I believe it does. It will work on checks and ability. It's ability checks it works on. So yeah, you can
Okay.
if you want to.
Intelligence, that's 16.
16. As you place your hand over the moat this time, as you pump the magic into it, the memory begins to expand, almost like a window, looking in for what comes next. And you see a campsite, a fire crackling there. You see what looks to be individuals standing around it. But it's different. And in this particular instance, as you witness this, you see as if you're the perspective of Vinny. You see him standing there at the center of this camp. It seems to have been made somewhere near mountains and jungles. Yet, you do not know where this might be exactly. You see what looks to be a younger individual, younger than Vinny, human in nature. A name comes to you, Marla. And you recognize this person. Only through Vinny's eyes do you recognize this, but it's not anything else. A moment of kinship, growing up together, people who knew one another.
Okay.
And as you see this and turn around, you see another individual, a kind of a taller human, thicker, darker hair and beard, opposing you in this manner. You can see that the individual in question, kind of their coat on, is in a very aggressive posture, a conflict, if it were. The individual seems to be ringing the name Cassius to you. You see off to one side what looks to be a gnomish individual, old and very rough looking. They've seen a lot of things, but they currently sit on a stool, a kind of a book in their lap, hands over top, and next to them is a tall, this kind of bright white and silver flecked draconian, massive maul at her side, as you see, who seems to be Numbers and Carver, names that you'd recognize here.
Mm-hmm.
And you see beyond Cassius a figure, sat, robed in kind of this white and silver, arms lightly placed on their lap as they just kind of sit and watch what's happening. As the vision goes on, you begin to see what looks to be a conflict as it unfolds. Shouts begin to occur, the light flickering in the dark with the damp air around you prickling against the back of your neck as you hear, as Cassius says out, "We can't do that, Vinny. We signed a contract to get this ring, and we will. I won't have our good name destroyed because you screwed up in there." Vinny replies instinctively, "What good is our name?" Oh no, sorry. It's the underlined ones, isn't it? "Marla could have been killed in there, Cassius. This stupid ring isn't worth our lives to get. I get that the task was dangerous. We all knew that. But because of your actions, that ring will be halfway across the mire by now. We'll need to figure out a new plan and establish our disguises. Only this time, they'll be looking for us. You knew it was dangerous, and yet you rushed this. We could have been staking out a little longer to get this target. But they had a fucking dragon. It was a guard dog to them, and we would be getting ready to hightail it with the ring if it wasn't for it. There was no way of knowing about that dragon he had, okay? We don't usually deal with that sort of thing, and nobles don't just have dragons as pets, even nobles down there. Maybe I did screw up, but if you'd followed through, we'd have the ring and be out of here. Not all of us. That ring isn't worth the danger it poses, Cassius. We can just leave. Say we never got it. The Ring of the Worm is our primary target, Finny. We can't just abandon our duty to this contract. I asked if you were all okay with this when we took this contract, and we all agreed to get some of our own back against the Chainers after the stunt they pulled outside of Bramblevane. Enough! Marla shouts. Both of you stop. Vinny is right, Cassius. I would have died if not for him. And we can still get the ring. It will just require more thorough work from us next time. Numbers can pull some money and we can disappear again. I'm sure we'll succeed if we are given time. The vision begins to fade at this moment. As the figure at the back stands, it begins to almost snuff out and crackle. And in this instance, as the ward that's around this spell shatters, and the vision goes back to a moat, your perception catches the movement of something that was behind the moat, where you were drawn in and focused on it. As it shifts by, almost this mass of moving and writhing skin. Dark, colourless, and reflective. As you saw yourself as it shifts by... What's your AC?
16.
Okay. That is a 26 to hit.
Holy
In this instance, what is your HP?
27.
Okay. If this beats your HP entirely, you will be knocked out of the spell. That is pretty good damage.
I love that.
You take 41 points of psychic damage. Does that knock you to 0?
Well, yeah.
Your vision shatters immediately. You are thrown from the vision violently. As your form is torn away, the vision failing as you are plunged through the reflective surface once again and back out into your real mind. Vinny, please go ahead and roll me 3 intelligence saving throws, 1 for each point of Cat's disturbance.
Right, first to first. It's a 10 and an 18 on those.
10 and 18. 10 fails, 18 succeeds. So, and the last one?
Number 3. No, that's a 9.
A 9. Okay. And the third one fails. Cat, please go ahead and make me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Disadvantage.
Not disadvantage because you do not. It isn't enough exhaustion to give you disadvantage on saving throws.
Oh,
so it
okay,
would just
right.
be the left one. So
That's
that would be
15.
15 plus
Intelligence save is 7, so 22.
22. Okay. As you are pulled from Vinny's mind, you feel almost this tearing sensation as if something is trying to stop you from leaving with those memories. As you are pulled free and you break, retaining the information you just gained. Vinny, you take 24 points of psychic damage, and you are stunned in this instance. Granted, it's not going to be relevant for this particular moment.
I'm so sorry.
But the rest of you watch, and you can unmute now if you wish. The rest of you watch as Cat casts this spell, the Detect Thoughts imprinting on Vinny's forehead in the runic form as it pulses through his brain. And you watch as there only a few seconds pass in the material world compared to Vinny's cognitive realm. As Cat is, where she was in more of kind of this focused state, is woken up gasping, this shock and pain, seemingly broad across her face. And you watch as blood begins to trickle from one of Vinny's nostrils and one of his ears.
Oh shit.
as Vinny, you grasp your head and it hurts. Like someone had just racked you over the head.
Carl, do you do any healing? Do they both appear conscious?
Yeah.
They both appear conscious. Vinny seems in pain and Cat seems very disturbed.
Right. Well,
I could
are you,
temporarily heal.
you know
in
what?
a
Good.
way.
Okay. When you say temporarily heal in a way, why do I feel like that's not actually going to help?
It's an exchange.
An exchange. An exchange of.
Hit points for magic temporary ones.
So you'd hurt them more, and then they would get temporary hit points. I don't think that is necessary in this current circumstance.
Okay.
You asked.
You can
Cat's-
try it on Romulus, though.
Cat's wincing through like the headache she's currently experiencing to look at Vinny and sees the blood. I'm gonna cast second level magic missile because I've not got Casbolt active, and the heal rune for the day.
Heal rune isn't it a lesser heal rune you have? It doesn't work on second level, does it? Oh no, it
No,
doesn't
it
work on
doesn't
third
work
level.
on third level. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and expend the SP. Go ahead and roll me
Oh God.
the 3d4 and the 4d4, sorry, plus 4 and the wild magic. Wild magic doesn't go off.
And it's halved.
Vinny, you are healed for 14. Oh, halved, sorry, yes. So 7.
Well, I found a memory. Definitely had the ring involved. But there's something in your brain that does not like you having that memory. And I will sit and tell him everything that I saw, experienced the conversation, and then tell him about the thing that's lurking. And yeah, it's protecting the memories. There's lots and lots of motes in there, which I'm assuming is that amount of time you can't remember. Someone's locked it away. There's something hidden.
This thing. What is it?
Best way to describe it is like a mirrory kind of shadow. I just saw myself and then just got blown out of your memories. But they're there. Your memories are there. They're just being protected and locked away by something.
Okay. In the memory, this person, the robed person, describe them for me again.
Is that the person in the back? Yes. I've wrote down so many notes, can't even remember which one was the road person now. The one at the back. That was the one that didn't say anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They didn't say anything. They were just there, lingering in the background. I didn't really see a whole lot of them, but towards the end, they stood up, and I was not far off of when I got blown out of your memory.
Okay, but the robe, what did they look like?
Okay, Chris, my notes are bad. What did they look like? Did I pay note to much of that? You were talking
Roll
so
me a
fast.
history check.
I couldn't write it all down.
Roll me a history check. Remember, you have disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Yeah. What is my history? My history is not bad actually, +7, so it's 14.
You aren't sure.
Yep. I managed to scroll down 3 pages of writing. And that was the one thing I didn't get. Of course. Okay.
Okay. That scene, that argument,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the only things I could remember. But I don't remember them being there.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Robed figure. R-I-B-E-D. Okay. Well, in the future, if you want me to do this again, because I'm not doing it now, but in the future, if you want me to do this again, I will keep an eye out for that figure and focus on details of them. If you'd like. But I don't know how long I'll be
Okay,
able to stay there
Thank you.
with whatever's in there.
Are you okay? Did it?
I'm fine. It tried. I mean, Cat would have an understanding. It tried to remove the memories.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
It tried.
A feeling of the memories became fuzzy and hazy until you concentrated on them, and then they stayed.
I believe it tried to take the memories as it kicked me out. But I had to focus really hard on trying to remember them. And I did keep them. But yeah, whatever's in there doesn't want these memories getting out. Whether it's associated to that guy or something else, I don't know. There were a lot of motes in there, and if each of them have got a memory. You were busy for that few months.
We were busy a lot back then. If it's someone who's deliberately removing our memories, they probably tried to do that for all of us. So if it's possible to hold on to them by concentrating, that probably means Carvern does remember.
Possibly.
I mean, she was the kind of person that people thought of as being stupid, but her memory was phenomenal.
Then maybe something happened. Something that only Carvin remembered. Which would explain a lot of the confusion and misunderstanding and mistrust.
Well,
that's...
she and Casius weren't there when I recovered, so whatever went on, it must have already happened by then.
Okay. Well, in the future, if you want me to do this again, I quite happily will do it again, but I now know my target to focus on.
Right.
Well, this is all very confusing. I am going to get a drink. Would anyone like anything?
Rum.
Rum?
Oh, that sounds good.
Milkshake, if they have it.
Milkshake, rum. Curve, have you ever drunk alcohol before?
Probably.
Do you know what alcohol is, Curve?
You say and I don't?
Yes.
Are you saying you don't?
Well, I'll try some and we'll find out.
Can I try some?
Spicy water make your brain go ooh-woo?
Woo? Woo?
Does that sound familiar?
I will never go ooh woo.
You just did.
You did indeed.
We got
I'll kill you.
Hey, we got one.
I'll kill you.
You can try. I am
Campaign's
going...
over. We achieved what we needed.
Well done, everyone. Thank you. It was a tough job, but we did it. I am going to go... Kay, would you like anything?
No.
All right. I am going to get one rum, one milkshake if they have it, if not an apple juice. Not cider, apple juice. For myself, I am going to be getting, I think, whatever the equivalent of a spiced rum and apple is. I presume spiced rum and apple, but you never know. And I am going to be getting, for Curve, the most alcoholic thing they have on the menu.
Okay.
It's on you, right,
Um,
Romulus?
This is on me, yes.
Are you buying bottles of this? Shots? Glasses?
Glasses for the rum, and the apple juice. A shot for the whatever the hell they can give me. That's the worst thing they have.
Cosmic moonshine.
Hold on, I gotta get my list of drugs and alcohol up. Romulus, go ahead and roll me a d6, please.
A Donald Sixtifer. All right, if I must.
A Donald Sixtifer, yes.
Future D&D
While
character.
while this is happening,
2.
Kay is going. I just wanted to say real quick. Kay is going to go over to Kat while Romulus walks away, and get to a position where he can whisper in her ear and whisper into her ear. We need to talk at some point privately about tracking.
Good quote.
Why?
What was the quote? I didn't see it.
Hold on, I've got to get my list of drugs and alcohol up.
Done it. So, in this instance, as you otherwise go over and get the drinks, you speak to Nightlight, who goes, "That should be fine, getting everything all sorted. And you sure you want the strongest stuff?"
The strongest.
Very well. Don't complain in the morning if it hurts.
I won't.
Oh dear. That'll be. Also, you're getting drinks for. You think you're getting 3 lots of spirits and a milkshake. I'll say that will be 3 gold, 5 silver. So, I'll say this is also the cost that's incorporated with the food that you were given earlier that I didn't take account for. So I'll say that's the 5 silver. As you come back with the drink, or as you come back to the table, your drinks are brought over. A glass of rum, spiced rum, and apple is given to you, Romulus.
Thank you
Rum's
kindly.
given to Vinny. A beautiful milkshake float for Cat. Kay didn't ask for anything, but has otherwise handed a glass of water in the event that he wanted something to drink at the very least. And in front of you, Curve, a small plate is brought along with this tiny shot glass, which is smoking.
You skimping out on me?
Not at all. This is the strongest premium stuff.
Oh, that's
Only the
nice.
best.
Strong.
Only the best for you, Curve.
He puts a bucket down next to you and walks off. Just in
Bottom-
case.
Bottoms up. To clarify, Curve, that is a phrase that means drink your drink.
Ah, good. She sits down again.
I'm not even going to question that. I have concerns. Salut, that's another one that says drink up. And a lot of the different words for the same thing.
She downs the drink,
Oh God.
slams it back on the table. Oh, that tastes awful. I love it.
Go ahead and roll me a con save.
There it is. I was waiting for that.
DC for this is 22.
Oh.
Is there
you-
any
Rip.
way to impose disadvantage on this?
No, because she needs a natural 20 anyway to succeed. Oh, that was so close. So, In this instance, as you down the shot, you put the shot glass back down, and you're like, "It tastes awful. I love it." The rest of you, and for you, Curve, it's suddenly like, "Oh, nice," and then you're awake the next morning. For the rest of you, watch as her head just thwack hits the deck as she is unconscious. As you fail the con save against Cruel Shot, one of the strongest illegal drinks you can get in the kingdom.
Oh, I did not know that was illegal.
Is she okay?
Vinny, Vinny, do you know what I just gave her? Because I don't.
Time
for
I'm
Fuck,
gonna
hey.
sniff the glass.
Okay, roll me a medicine check. I'll say K, given your proficient and your history with chemicals and drugs. Go ahead and do the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you still have your 1 point of disadvantage still that will be gone for this. So it'll be disadvantage for you to hit K, but okay, Vinny, you have no idea. Okay,
What am I rolling?
That is on the case.
medicine.
Medicine. That is medicine. That is a 15.
15. You recognize a few of the smells, but there's not really anything which comes to mind as to what this could be exactly. But as you do begin to pick up the smell and you get to figure out what it might be, you remember this being something that the caravanning crew you were with for a while talked about at one point. How one of them was previously part of a group that got caught shipping this stuff, known as Cruel Shot. Cruel Shot is a drink which, when drunk, just knocks somebody out. It is known for doing so, and it is used in a medical sense as an anesthetic. This is by far the strongest thing she could have received. Plus, it's illegal in most places. Given Zaker's Crossing's system, that might not be the case here.
Kay just looks at Romulus. Did you have to give her something illegal?
It's illegal? Look, I just thought I was going to give her like a 60% whiskey or something, you know, something that would just taste terrible and, you know, be like, "Bah, ah." But no, this is much worse.
It's from what I've heard. This is called.
Well, now I feel bad.
This is called Cruel Shot. It just
Oh,
knocks.
God.
I'd say, Vinny, you recognize that name because you were on the caravan when this was brought up, and that is a nasty substance.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Something to note, it's illegal for personal use. People haven't really died from overdosing because it's kind of impossible after the first amount that you take.
That's fair. You'd have to drink it really quickly.
Yeah, you do. And because it tastes so bad and so strong, it's nearly impossible to down it. It's like trying to down a can of sparkling water. It's impossible. Except for those few who somehow manage it. It is
Right.
impossible to do. So for the most part, it's not dangerous to drink by any means. But the fact that it is an anesthetic and the fact that it can knock somebody out makes it a dangerous substance to be in the public outside of restricted use, like medicine, for example.
Right. I feel really bad now.
Oh dear, she didn't take that one very well.
No, okay, just level with me here. Was that illegal? Was that an illegal? I did.
It's not illegal here.
Oh, that makes it better. Oh, that's fine then.
It's one of those one of those drinks that if you're an establishment like mine, you can offer it if someone wants to be out for a bit. It's
Right.
easy. It means we can, if a customer gets too difficult, we can slip it into their drink and
Offer
knock them
them a
out.
free shot and then
Exactly.
nice.
And then send them on their way with a armed escort.
Right. That's fair enough. Is there any chance there are some staff that could take
by all
this
means.
lady? I do not want to, just leave her out here.
Yes, of course, that'll be fine. The best part about it is there's no hangover.
Oh, that is a positive. That is a positive.
Well, not that I've been told, anyway.
Hangover.
Fuck it, could I have a shot?
If you'd like. It might
Yeah,
be
go.
easier if you go to your room.
I'll take it to my room and have it there.
Kind of looks you up and down like, yeah, we're not going to get you upstairs even with all
Yeah.
the stuff in this building.
That's not going to happen. No, actually, I should probably spend the time. I'll take it just before I go to bed.
We'll deliver it to your room.
Thank you kindly. How much would that be?
It's 2 gold a shot.
That shot was 2 gold? Jesus Christ. All right, that's fine. I dropped the gold into his hand.
Perfect. All right, that will be sent to your room, and you can drink it before going to bed, unless Cat gets there first.
No. I want you to make me a
No.
promise now, and you need to swear on Cychania. Cat?
Mm,
All right. You need to swear to me that you are not going to drink that stuff ever,
I can't.
unless it will save your life. At which point everything's off the tables.
Okay. Okay, I promise. Only if it's going to save my life.
Thank you. Now,
Mm.
I'm
So
going
you
to
honor
die
me.
if I do not
Okay.
drink this drink.
that's not true. That is not accurate.
that is what she's thinking right now. I'm dying to drink it. It's fine.
No, no,
Just
no,
gonna
no.
dip the finger in. Just the tip of the finger. There.
From the shot?
Yeah.
From the one that's been drunk by
Roll
Kurt?
me-
No,
roll me a
no, not no,
No,
no. When it
stop.
goes
My
up
one's
to the
been taken
room.
to my room.
Yeah,
That
when
one's
it
been
goes.
taken to Romus's
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna do it right in front of Romulus. I'll get into trouble.
All right.
When we get there, we'll when we get there, we'll roll initiative, stealth, and/or sleight of hand.
All
So-
right. I'm going to head up to bed in a moment, but I do have to ask you one question, Vinny.
Okay.
I need you to be honest with me because, well, I travel with you and I trust you. Can you promise me that whatever's going on here, you're not going to get embroiled in anything dangerous if you can avoid it? You're not going to go out of your way to make any enemies with finding your history.
Well, apparently there's a dragon, so
Yes, apparently there's a what?
Oh, yeah, there was a dragon, apparently.
Mhm.
It was guarding something.
Okay,
Pretty successfully.
right.
But, I mean, hey, we met a dragon and survived, so.
Okay,
Go
how
us, I
big was
guess.
the dragon?
No idea. I didn't see the dragon, I only remember talking about it.
Right. Well, okay. Just promise me you're not going to bring trouble upon. You're not going to seek out trouble with this. If you discover something that needs to be dealt with, we'll discuss it and we'll deal with it. But don't go chasing after revenge. I can't let anything happen to my ward, and I don't want anything to happen to you.
That's fair enough. I don't want any harm to come to any of you any more than I wanted it to come to any of them.
All right then.
But
I'm going to have to make an insight check on this, as
Go ahead.
this
You
is
can
like
make-
one of the
make-
few situations where Romulus just needs a bit of surety and clarity.
Okay.
That's
And
an
then you
18.
go ahead and make a persuasion or deception check of your choice. You do not need to say which,
okay.
and then give me the result.
Well,
Persuasion, that's gonna be what, 3, I guess?
-4 plus whatever. So -4 plus 7 would be
Yeah, 3.
3. Romulus, you feel fairly confident in what Vinny is saying, but there is a layer of hollowness that, as if Vinny can't control what happens, and what happens is what you gauge, or what you gauge from it.
All right. I know that obviously you won't know until you remember it, but the past is the past. The present is what we're dealing with at the moment, and the future, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I agree. The present is what is important.
All right.
All
I'm going to give Vinny a hug. Now, what the fuck did? As I whispered in his ear, what the fuck did you mean about that comment earlier?
You watch as a orcish an orcish lady, kind of really strong and large build, similar to that of Romulus, kind of wanders over and goes, "Oh, we got another one down. What room is this lady in, gents?"
I believe it is room I give Curves room
You
number.
give.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. And otherwise, fireman carries Curve upstairs.
Oh, could you lock the door and then put the key back in through like a? Do you have that? Is that a thing you do? I don't know how these people lock and close doors.
She looks back
Basically,
at you.
make sure she's safe.
We'll lock the door and give the key to the innkeeper. There's a latch on the inside. Provided she knows how to use doors, she'll be fine.
Oh no!
And then wanders upstairs and puts Curve safely on the bed, bucket next to her. Supplies for the morning, such as a.
I would have carried her
basin
back,
of
but I didn't
water
like
and-
the optics of me,
Yeah.
the person who gave the drink that knocked someone out, carrying them to their room. It would have been bad optics.
That's fair. In this instance, it's one of the staff members who does it, takes her upstairs, comes back down, gives the key to the innkeeper who will take care of it until Curve comes out of her room. And then she can have the key back for temporary purposes. The rest of you, otherwise, go to your. There's you two otherwise having this discussion. Kat, Kay kind of leans over to you and says about having a word in private.
Come to me a bit when we go up to our rooms. Is it alright if Romulus is around? I mean, Romulus is always around.
Depends on if he knows about the cracking. I don't know if he does.
He does. He does. Tonight, come to our room. Have a cheeky little knock on the door and we can chat.
Okay.
Hey kids, what's crack-a-lackin'? My arm.
So,
Shut up.
you head up to your rooms. Kat, were you going to try a little bit of the cruel shot?
Yeah, do we walk past Curve's room on the way
Yes.
to our room? As we walk on by, I'm just going to cast Lock State on her door.
Oh my, that's so cruel. Go ahead and roll me wild magic real quick, but that is so mean.
Wait, what are you doing?
Okay. As Kat goes by, a spell is released and she walks on. Indefinitely, that door will never move. Until it is dismissed by Kat or somebody else with the same spell.
She can make a strength save. Check.
She can, to move it like an inch at a time.
Keep her entertained in the morning.
My word. Curve dies in that room of starvation.
Oh my god.
What a way to lose a character.
Why would you do something so mean?
Are they gonna tell my family?
So, as you go back up to...
Died how they
Crimes
lived.
of cat. Crimes of cat.
Oh,
No!
Yeah, no, this is objectively a crime.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is...
She killed Curve.
Crime number 8.
This is just a
Uh,
joke.
It's
not a
not
crime.
a joke, it's a crime.
Oh, it's just a prank, bro.
Just a prank, bro. Oh my god.
It's not just a prank, this is
Yeah.
a crime. Why can't I find my crimes document? It should be in...
It's because I've never done a crime.
That's not how that works at all.
Yeah.
Additional crime: lying to the authorities.
Ah, there it is.
I got given the
Lying
clear.
to the DM. Ah, here we go,
Well,
found it.
add that on the bottom alongside, like, wrongful imprisonment and manslaughter.
Cat imprisoned. Curve wrongfully. There we go. So, as you head to your room, Cat, Romulus, and Vinny and Kay. Cat, you were going to try a little bit of the shot.
I am. I just want to dip my finger in it. Or just-
Romulus, you are being vigilant, so I will say, Romulus, you will be making a perception check versus Cat's stealth or sleight of hand.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be. Get out
And
of it,
Cat
Count.
has disadvantage.
Yeah, it does.
Because she's exhausted, yeah.
Oh,
Those are pretty good rolls.
that is
Ooh.
a 15.
14. Oh.
Oh. Okay, Cat, you dip your pinky in it and you take a little lick on your finger. Go ahead and roll me a con save.
Is it lower than 22 now?
Is that
No,
with
she's not- she's-
disadvantage?
No, not disadvantage, and the DC is lower because it's only a dab of the stuff. But Cat is also a minor, so her tolerance
minus
is going
their
to be
pickaxes.
0.
Oh, not anymore.
Okay, so Cat, this is a real pick-me-up. It relaxes you so much. You feel great. And almost it doesn't have an effect on you. It's weird. It's like, to you, in your mind, this is fine. You could try the rest of this and you'd be fine.
Turn round to Romulus. I prefer my milkshake. It tastes
The
nicer.
fuck?
And just gonna go over and sit at the desk and start drawing some runes.
I'm sorry. Just to run that back. You tried some of the cruel shot. Is that correct?
I was gonna die if I didn't try it.
That is not what I said in the slightest.
But it's okay, I survived.
You're gonna die in a fucking minute.
Don't know what's wrong with Curve.
I'm going to be Cat. As I stated earlier, you were only allowed to drink that drink if it would save your life. In this case, you were under. There was no reason to suspect that it would save your life to drink it. Therefore, I am afraid I will have to punish you. I am removing your books. I am just picking up all of the books and putting them in my bag.
No!
But,
My books!
Okay. When you get those books back, they will be covered in light bits of slime from the various animal parts that Romulus keeps in said bag.
that is not that well. That is no longer accurate.
Okay. At this point, you hear a knocking on the door from Kay.
Okay. Come in? Can you come in? You didn't lock the door,
Yeah.
did you?
No, I didn't lock the door.
Okay.
I knew we were having guests.
Ah, okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, like on.
Oh yes, sorry. Now think about what you've done. There, I have completed the. I have completed the ritual.
You cast rituals too?
No, a parental ritual. I believe it has 0 magical power, but is a societal.
It has no
Societal
effect on
expectation.
you. You succeeded the save. It has no effect on you.
Now Cat is a rebellious child. Anyway. He was, let's be honest. Oh, underage drinking, that goes on her crime as well.
Oh, come on!
Excellent.
Okay, quick, before they add more, what's up?
I came to discuss the cracking situation.
I'm fine.
Kay has the couple of rats that are cracking come out.
Okay. You watch as Kay otherwise stretches out his hand. You watch as a few rats kind of run up and scurry up the end of his arm. You can see that from the tails down to almost the base of their spine, they are covered in these tiny purple cracks, but they are not progressing or glowing. They're just present like scars.
And I have the same thing in my mouth.
Let me see, please. I'm gonna take my horn off and hold it in front of me. Glimmer. I want to see.
Okay. It shines a bright light. You can see the cracks. They are very present.
Okay. Is it K flesh in there?
Yes. And then it runs into kind of the dark purple cracks and enormous to this a black abyss that would be his throat.
Okay.
So, bad hiccup there.
Okay. It's okay. I don't know what these cracks mean. I mean, you ate my magic. Well, some magic. I look down at Sidechania. I really need your help. After all this experiment we've done, can I pump in the last of my spell points into Sidechania and see if that wakes her up?
Go ahead and roll me a wild magic save.
Oh, good God. Here's to luck. And I don't have Tides of Chaos. Thank God for that.
Okay. As you...
And I have...
Yeah, well, you didn't use Tides of Chaos.
No, I was saying, I can't use, because it's wild magic roll.
Oh, I see, yeah.
No spell points left.
You pump what magic you can to Sidechania, almost in an attempt to wake her up. It has no effect.
Do you need help with that?
She won't wake up.
Let me try.
Oh,
Be careful with her.
All right. I am going to get up extremely closely to Sidechania. And I am going to think. Sidechania is a chain. Is this correct?
You asking me?
I
He's
am
thinking
asking
this.
the DM.
Oh.
Sidechania
But-
is a chain.
Yes. And what do chains need?
Links.
Oil, correct. Therefore, I shall oil the chain. And
Do you
a
have
sort of...
oil?
I've got a couple options for you, and you tell me what you think is best.
Okay.
honey.
I
It's not
have
oil.
some honey.
That's not oil.
Uh,
You do not see me putting that on my bike chain anytime soon.
I have a cooking kit, or cook's utensils. I don't know whether that includes some base ingredients such as oil and things. If not,
I'd say it would include some long life, like vegetable oil.
so I have some vegetable oil. I have some random slime from a slime vial, which was from the sewers a while back. I
I
don't
believe you
think...
handed those all over, didn't you, to the
Nope,
cataloggers?
I kept
No.
one.
You did.
Okay. In which case, then yeah, you would, but the slime is.
Not looking good.
No, not particularly.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. Really, I was just going to add it to my ball of things to throw in someone's mouth and to make something horrifying.
Goodness.
I had some. I've got I've got the bag where the giant toad skin was kept. That's got to be slimy, like you said.
Yeah.
if you want me to do that. So I've got options here. My first thought is just the cooking oil.
Okay. So, make me a sleight of hand check.
Ah, yes, I'm so good at sleight of hand. Here, let me roll for that. That was a 6.
You drizzle a good amount of vegetable oil on Cychania and begin oiling up Cychania. Cat, your arm is now coated in oil and the bandages are soaking and
It's like
sticking
a
together.
weird chain massage.
That's
Romulus has
disgusting.
clearly lost it.
Romulus, what are you doing?
Well, your chain is not conscious. Now, normal chains are not conscious. However, they are better when they are oiled correctly to ensure a lack of rust. Therefore, in order to make your chain, which is unconscious, which is a state of being not better, better, I should add oil. Ergo, I have oiled Cychania.
That makes sense and absolutely no sense in trying to wake her up. I guess it'll protect her from the elements, despite the fact she's magical.
Indeed.
Thank you
She
for
will
trying.
also fry up deliciously.
You're not cooking Cychania.
Not yet, I'm not.
You're not cooking her.
Suds, what you said you wanted to have a try.
I'm going to investigate Cychania and see if I can tell what the issue is, and then I have some ideas of what to try.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check, I guess.
Nope. Okay.
Cychania, you understand, is a magical being. There is a consciousness in there. Consciousnesses should be woken up by loud noises.
God, we are all just complete level dumbasses. So this is just
Okay, I have idea. Romulus, don't get mad at me.
What's the idea?
Cat, I would like to be able to poke your finger with a blade, and you gotta yell out "ow" as loud as possible.
What?
I
Okay?
don't like this.
Look, Cychania, from what I know, Cychania is to protect Cat. If Cat is in danger and Cychania might feel it, she might wake up.
Okay.
This does run the risk of Cychania attacking you.
That is okay.
All right then.
I might
If-
die.
If Cat is all right with it, then I will allow it.
I don't want to be stabbed, but if it'll bring her awake, okay. Just shakily holds hand out, poking finger out.
Which one?
The hand with Cychania on it. And I'll hold
They
my
have Cychania on it. Okay.
pointy finger, index finger.
Okay.
Kay will sharpen one of his claws and not enough to seriously injure Cat, but enough to make some blood come out.
A
Well-
hit point, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, you do so. No blood comes out of the arm that is wrapped with Cychania around it, as you otherwise kind of poke through the bandage into this soft, squishy mass. You poke, and Cat doesn't react. There's no initial pain, so you poke a little harder, and eventually there's a moment where Cat shouts out in pain. Go ahead and make me a Constitution check, please, Cat. But you got a good few centimeters in before she started reacting to it.
Is this one disadvantage or?
Yes, since you were exhausted.
Con check. My con is 1, so that is 8.
8. You shout enough to potentially startle your neighbors, but not enough to really be heard. Vinny, you hear a shout from the room over. A shout of pain.
Oh God!
What do?
Oh,
It's Cat.
Cat, who was just in my mind pissing off the brain. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna run over.
Okay, you run into the room to the visage of what looks to be Romulus, just kind of sat on the end of the bed and watching what happens. Cat with her hand kind of held back, shaking it for a moment, and then Kay is just there with this stiletto pointed finger just held in midair.
I don't even know.
Ow!
Did Virginia wake up?
No.
Okay. My next idea.
Okay.
Vinny, before
Wait,
then, do you have any ideas?
Well, hold on. Before that, Cat, are you okay?
Yeah, we're trying to wake Cytania up, and Kay thought that maybe if Cytania thought I was in danger, she might wake up. So he poked my finger.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with the
No,
brain.
no, I'm not. Didn't take brain hurt, but I took emotional hurt. She didn't wake up.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over and lay a hand on Cat's shoulder. I'm sorry. I know Cytania is very precious to you. Do you want me to try and help?
I mean, you can. I can't think of how to wake her up.
Vinny's gonna walk over to Cytania. Where is Cytania at this time?
Wrapped around her arm. Cat's arm.
Okay.
That's quite a sight you're going to see. A stabbed finger, a well-oiled arm.
Yep.
Actually, with this next idea, you might be able to help, Vinny.
Oh yeah.
You can still cast spells today, correct?
Yeah. I'm fine for that.
I wanted to. Cat tried to pump magic into Cytania. Maybe me and you could try the same thing. Maybe it's the amount that goes in that matters.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Or well, it might work.
Okay. How many spell points do you each wish to spend on this?
I will be putting all of my spell points into it.
Okay. That's how many?
That is a grand total of.
Remember, you
14.
did cast Counterspell earlier today, so.
Was that earlier today?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was.
Okay, so 9.
9. Okay. And Vinny, how many do you wish to dedicate to
Okay.
this?
If we're about to go to bed, I will put 4 in.
Okay. Kay, go ahead and make me an intelligence check. Vinny, go ahead and make me a charisma check.
Intelligence check.
Check,
That
yep. So that.
that one. Is that what?
Yep, disadvantage still because of exhaustion.
It's a 10.
10, and Vinny?
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, that's 21.
21. For your intelligence check? Or charisma check?
Yeah, it's a ability check that isn't using my proficiency modifier. So jack of all trades applies.
Oh, it does. Oh, that's harsh. All right. Didn't realize that. Okay, so that makes that 31. Okay. So in this instance, as you otherwise push with the amount of magic that you have, you feel almost this grogginess begin to lift from Sochania. Sochania is not awake by any means, but will wake up one day earlier. You get the sense that all she needs now is rest. Much like the rest of your party, she has been exhausted.
Okay. Yeah, I think she just needs to sleep. So I will not proceed with my backup.
Be prepared in the coming days.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will re-wrap her and hold her head in the palm of my... I'm gonna have to clean myself now. And her. And fix my bandages that have just been cut by a cave finger.
It was only one part on your finger. I can cut all of them if you want.
Let's not. That would be horrific.
Particle accelerator exploding.
In the interest of time, given it is 20 past the usual stopping time for us, did we want to say that you all take a long rest now?
rest.
And then Kay and Kat can have the discussion in the morning when you're all rested up and Sochania is awake?
Yes.
That seems
Yeah.
fair.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. So, I think that's a good stopping point for us, where Curve is unconscious because she drank something that Romulus gave her, unintentionally knowing it would knock her out. Kat locking her door permanently using magic, and the rest of the party trying to wake up Sochania through various means, such as oiling one's arm, loud noises, and magic. I think that's a good stopping point.
I think the
So-
oil was most likely to work.
Probably not. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Romulus down for the shot.